Wish I could say I was finally over you, but that's not the truth. Everyone always keep falling in love again. The fuck's wrong with them? I don't understand. Maybe it will pass by, someone save me. Before I pass out, I'm too lonely to be done. I'ma drink at this pace. Yeah. Why am I the only one who's left in the rain with nobody to hold on to? Ooh. Why am I the only one who's feeling this pain when there should be two of us? And yeah, I know we both wanted different things, but letting go just comes easy to you, don't it? Why am I the only one who's left in the rain? If I had an option to be someone else, I would, and let go of you. I know that I'm obvious, fuck it, I'm made this way. But why didn't I stay when I had the chance? Maybe it will pass by, someone save me. Before I pass out, I'm too lonely to be done. I'ma drink at this pace. Yeah. Why am I the only one who's left in the rain with nobody to hold on to? Ooh. Why am I the only one who's feeling this pain when there should be two of us? And yeah, I know we both wanted different things, but letting go just comes easy to you, don't it? Why am I the only one who's left in the rain? The only one that's left in the rain. The only one that's left in the rain. Am I the only one? 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 Wish I could say I was finally over you, but that's not the truth. Why am I the only one who's left in the rain with nobody to hold on to? Ooh. Why am I the only one who's feeling this pain when there should be two of us? And yeah, I know we both wanted different things, but letting go just comes easy to you, don't it? Why am I the only one who's left in the rain? Doesn't matter where we go and destination
fun
or no.
fact.
I don't care where the motor stops. Cause when I want it, then I want it. Yeah, I want it, oh I want it, let's go. Look around, where's the people at? I want a taste of the good life. Hit me with it right now, in it. Cause when I want it, then I want it. Yeah, I want it, oh I want it, let's go. And I won't look back, yeah. I don't care about the bad shit back home. It's Cincinnati, baby, I just wanna let it go. Nothing matters when we're way out here. Oh, yeah. Maybe I don't have to know your real name. I'm just addicted to the way you take the pain away. Nothing matters when we're way out here. Yeah. Cincinnati, baby, Cincinnati, baby. Said, yeah, Cincinnati, baby, Cincinnati, baby. It's 2 a.m. when we close the bar, but we're in the get-go. Next place, give me someone I could dance with you beneath the stars. Cause when I want it, then I want it. Yeah, I want you. Everything stops when you move like that, and I wanna get in close to you. It's what I'm gonna do, cause right now I'm in it. I feel kinda dizzy when I'm staring at you. And I won't look back, yeah. I don't care about the bad shit back home. It's Cincinnati, baby, I just wanna let it go. Nothing matters when we're way out here. Oh, yeah. Maybe I don't have to stops when you move like that, yeah. Everything stops when you move like that. And I wanna get in close to you. It's what I'm gonna do, 'cause right now I'm in it. Yeah, I'm fucking in it. I don't care about the bad shit back home. It's Cincinnati, baby, I just wanna let it go. Nothing matters when we're way out here. Oh, yeah. Maybe I don't have to know your real name. I'm just addicted to the way you take the pain away. Nothing matters when we're way out here. Oh, yeah. It's Cincinnati, baby. It's Cincinnati, baby. I said it's Cincinnati, baby. It's Cincinnati, baby.
Here's a fun fact. Voltaire can track the simplest 2 blocks.
Take everything we got, give it an honest shot, turning it on and off, we've been sliding, riding the highest dream, keeping the fire real. I call for you. Hold your gun, cut the wire, aim for fun, with a light to fire. I've been flying up the ceiling, taken by this feeling. Maybe we're invincible at last, fueling every engine. and maybe we're invincible. Hold your gun, cut the wire, aim for desire. Hold your gun, cut the wire, aim for desire. Hold your gun, cut the wire, aim for desire. Hold your gun, cut the wire, aim for desire.
Hello, chatto! It's Sundat, and coming up today on Building a Nation with MTK Budapest, there are 2 games left in the Champions League group. Can we go all the way and maybe, finally, for once, win the damn thing? In other news, the Hungarian sides will, of course, still be in action. Can we get all 7 of them through to the next round? We really, really need that to happen if we have a chance at getting third. We also have a youth intake, all that and more, coming up today on Building a Nation with MTK Budapest. And we're dancing.
I'm at.
I don't know what's going on. Why are my headphones so quiet? That's what it was. My headphones are really quiet. Oh my goodness me. How's it going, friends? The stained glass returns. I still prefer swimming pool floor, personally, but there you go. Oh, you love to see it. To be fair, I still want to go for a swim as well. Let me just turn that down a little bit there too. Oh, bloody hell. Got to catch up on a couple of few things, friendos. Nurkit, thank you so much for the 21 months during the intro. I'm sorry I missed that, in fact. Port Hill Shrew, thank you for the 6 months on top of that as well. I'm sorry that TTS didn't get to read that out during the intro. Or Husby with the 20 months on top of that as well. And Saz with the 17. I'm just going to press hype a couple of times and that will cover us. And Hadrian with the 14 months as well.
You,
Holy
David.
shit.
Adverts. Take my Big Daddy Bezos money instead, stream a person.
I will do that. And Backwards with the 500 bits. Holy shit, congratulations on staying up yesterday. It sounds like Forest just had a really good game.
Missed rolling in from the trend. My desire is always to be hero. City ground.
I am really pleased for Forest, honestly, because I think this is the first time in a little while that all 3 promoted sides have managed to stay up, isn't it? It feels like it must be. Morian with the 16 months as well, and the hype train continues. You bloody love to see it, friends. How's it going? How are you on this fine Sunday morning? It is busting hot out there. I mean, it's already 25 degrees in here, which is not that much, but it's not what I'm used to at this stage. I've very much been spoiled by the nice... Really? First time since 0102, damn. And the fact is, I mean, it's not even been super close on a lot of them. Like, Forest have... I always felt that after the last couple of matches, Forest were probably going to stay up anyway, because they were obviously the favourites for it, and now they're obviously completely guaranteed. Bournemouth have been safe for ages. Fulham have been safe since about Christmas. Or not Christmas, maybe about since February, basically. It's been quite easy time for the promoted sides this season. Is it just because there was so much stuff at the bottom of the Premier League that just kind of needed to be recycled, I suppose? Oh, there you go. Who was that? Was that the season that Huddersfield stayed up as well? I feel like that was the season that Huddersfield stayed up, maybe, with Aaron Moy in the midfield. Maybe I'm wrong about that. Well, that's the thing. I think the similar situation is going to be with next season too. I don't think it's going to be much easier. I think we could see some clubs staying up. Like, I could comfortably see Burnley and Sheffield United staying up next year, and whoever comes up for the playoffs, maybe not. But regardless, it's still going to be sick. Oh, welcome in, Rennie. Oh, God, it is just too warm. Luton, I mean, I think either of them might struggle, but then you just don't know. Everyone said Bournemouth were going to be dead cert, rock bottom, no points, didn't they? And yet, here they are, 39 points, chilling. Have been chilling for ages, albeit looking kind of beach-like lately, but still, they're absolutely killing it. Most people said that Fulham were going to be struggling again because of precedents of previous years, even though that's completely irrelevant to whether a team's going to stay up. It's like, oh, they got relegated last time. Okay? What does that mean? It's a bit like, well, it rained last Wednesday. Like, what does that... That doesn't mean anything, does it? Well, yeah, Luton, I mean, if Luton go up, expect lots of... To be fair, no matter which one of them go up, expect loads of saves with them on the beta. It's just an inevitability. Oh. There'd be something to do with the contract talks when signing a player at the other clubs in the league, or just is it signed, hopefully goes that line. So basically, information that's really key, Dino, is what season are you in with Building a Nation? I didn't actually see what season you're in, because this is really important. Because the fact that you're saying you're the 24th biggest club in the world, and yet you can't get any players out on loan, 2036, yeah, so there's your problem. when did you start trying to build? You need to be really like, we started the loan farm in like season 2 because even though it's not like a true loan farm, you have to start establishing the loan connections with the other clubs in your league. Otherwise, they'll never take your players later down the line. Oh, thank you, Scott. That's really nice of you, man. Yeah, the red card one did sod all, but might have been because of, again, thumbnails and tiles are absolutely, truly very, very necessary. Kind of fucked up on that one, but I feel like the Everest one's done a bit better. I've got some changes I'm going to make to it to try and improve the algorithm side of things. Like, the audience loved it. Like, these metrics were really big on that. It's just, it's weird trying to work out what the algorithm actually wants. Upgrade the stadium, maybe. My suspicion stars would be that because actually that's a good point. I don't know if you do in the game, but obviously in real life it would be hard coded, wouldn't it? So it would just be a case of the stadium would already be under construction, I guess, because it would be midway through the following season, depending on what happened. That's true. Yeah, the Fulham Norwich balance is the true situation there, isn't it? Luton Country sales. Oh yeah. I don't know. It's going to happen, but bear in mind, I'm looking at East Fife as a potential beta save for next year, because as always I have zero interest in the popular thing. And maybe to my own detriment, you know. Morning Morks. Oh, how's it going, man? Morning actually. Oh, hey Bente. So I was supposed to do park run yesterday. Woke up, felt like I've got a little bit of a break in between training plans. I was like, I'm gonna do park run, be a lovely old time, have a great time. Pog messaged me about sort of 8:30 going, so Matt, did you get to park run okay? And I'm just like, no mate, because you took the car. She's messaging me like, did you get to park run? And I'm like, no, obviously, because you took the car to work with you. I said to taking the train. So I couldn't do park run, but I decided out of anger, I was going to go challenge myself to try and run my 5k PB, not really PB, but like current PB, but try and run it a bit easier. And then I got really close to sub 30 and I thought, fuck it, we're just going to gone. So finally got my first sub 35k since 2021. So that's kind of nice. Nice little 29, 50, 40 something or other. 7th season. Yeah. Basically the issue is, you know, you have to do it as you go along, because if you try and sign, basically the clubs know that the player won't want to talk to them and therefore they're not going to bid on them. You have to get the slow incremental, you basically don't want the gap between you and them to get too big, because if you do, then the loan farm breaks basically. Watching you at the Indy 500, nah. I'm not really hugely into IndyCar, honestly. It's one of the, I really should be, you'd think I would be, but I just can never be asked, honestly. Truth be told, I can never be asked. Texting this forgot. Yeah, because I thought she was being sarcastic and taking the piss. Be like, ha, did you get to park run all right? No, she genuinely thought I somehow would have got there. I did even consider running, but then I actually looked up how far it was and I was like, yeah, no, we're not doing that. 25:08, hell yes. Oh, you injured yourself. That's no F1. F1's cancelled this weekend. What saves would you recommend? That is a completely a nebulous question, unfortunately, because I just don't know what. I don't know what sort of saves you're interested in. I'm terrible with save recommendations. I always recommend the website Perchance, which I still haven't set up a command for. Who doesn't want what the park? I mean, I actually did do that a couple of times because I used a park run in the middle of a longer run. So I would like park in the car park, run around the town for a little bit, then do park run, then finish off the run around the town, obviously a lot slower, and then run back to the car. That was my old plan back in the day. Back when Pog used to do like marshalling for park run. So I'd have to like wait around for a little bit afterwards. So I'd just go run around the town afterwards. Hey, James! Car park run, exactly, yes. Firstly, welcome to 3,000. Yeah, 25 is a very solid time, especially at park run, because often the terrain can be a bit dodge. One of the hardest things I find in 5Ks, honestly, is that if they've got a direct turnaround point, the amount of like momentum shift. Oh, I hate it, because it feels like you're having to struggle so hard to get back up to speed again. I know! Did you guys see this? You know we were talking about A1GP on Thursday stream? It's now apparently coming back. We've literally spoken it back into existence by remembering that it existed 15 years ago. I'm totally here for it. So yes, we've got Hoffenheim today. Couple of little things to catch you up on. So obviously money isn't fantastic right now, which is fine. Now, do you remember that goalkeeper that we were supposed to be trying to sign? This is the big story I have for you. Mr. Gacic. So, little story about Mr. Gacic. Still at Benfica. Free transfer. Bid. That's because I'm testing something. Wanted. Hang on a minute. Is this changed? Oh, it's gone. Oh, no, it hasn't. So basically what happened is Liverpool and Milan were able to put bids in on him to offer him a contract. I'm not allowed to. the game, literally, when I try to offer him a contract, it just says he's keeping his options open. But they're allowed to offer him contracts, but I'm not. So that's fun. That's been going on since the 1st of January, basically. So I've tried to offering Benfica money. Assuming different countries. Well, I mean, I have the option to do it. He just won't talk to me. He'll only talk to them. Because he seems to have turned them down at the moment. Because at one point, they were both in here as end of contract. But yeah, he was willing to talk to them and not us. So at the moment, I'm just trying to sort of keep him interested by constantly offering Benfica £10 million. Because if they give us £10 million for him, you know what I mean, the other way around. If they let me give him 10 million, I'll take it. But at the moment, yeah, reputation, yeah, very annoying, isn't it? Keep playing and hope they'll get better and then be able to get my other players. It's unlikely to work like that, Dino, because they're not going to get better unless they get your players. If anything, the gap will grow further. This is why it's so important to start a loan farm as soon as you can. Even if it's shit players, just establishing the connections. Because if they've got some of your players, it feels like they're more likely to take more. Capybara link. I think I did. It's Capybaras. How could I have ignored it, right? Let me tell you that for free. Why isn't it hard enough for me? Well, after a 0.5k does become quite a short distance, once you can run it like 25 minutes, which I can't at the moment. Any other end of contract gems? Thank you so much, Jack, for reminding me. Yes, I have. I've picked up 2 more guys on end of contract gems, and oh my god, wait till you see these 2. So you know how Ian Robinson was like the gem of all gems? So basically, I got a load of scout reports that just came through, and I decided to add them to the shortlist so we could see. I've signed 2 more guys up. So you'll see Sam Ingram and Max Bainbridge are joining us from Liverpool and Leeds United. Now, you might remember Max Bainbridge as the guy that scored the hat-trick against Halidash in the Conference League final. Would you like to have a look at Max Bainbridge, chat? So bear in mind, free transfer for the summer. He's coming in for free. This is Max Bainbridge, England international striker Max Bainbridge. He's driven. Yeah. Free transfer for the summer. 29 years old, obviously. So we're going to be paying him, I think, about £65,000 a week. But, I mean, I couldn't not, could I really, at this stage? Oh, you wait. Just you wait. Sam Ingram, 27-year-old from Liverpool. Things you love to see. England is having a lovely old time. So yeah, Sam Ingram and Max Bainbridge will both be joining MTK in the summer on free transfers. So if nothing else, we've absolutely killed it on the free transfer front the last couple of seasons with Smith, Ingram, Bainbridge and Robinson as well. It's absolute filth. I'm so glad you mentioned that though, Jack. I can't believe I forgot about this, but yes. It's surplus to requirements at Liverpool. Like, are you mad? He has 100 appearances for them too. It's not like he's a bit part. I suppose he is kind of a bit part player. Yeah, Dortmund. They'll only put Dortmund in a couple of years, admittedly, but yeah, it's fantastic. Also, Navarro has told me that he's gonna fuck off. I think that might have been during the last stream actually when Navarro caused that issue. But now we can let that happen. Get 100 million for Navarro or something. Just replace him with Sam Ingram. Oh, the dreams. Ray Reynolds Productions, thank you very much for the follow. Oh, it's great. Ingram, Bainbridge and Robertson. It does sound like an accountancy firm, doesn't it? Yeah, I mean, he almost needed a career resurrection. You know? And we're giving him one. So look at this, though. Okay, that was mostly substitute appearances. Oh, my God. Man definitely needed a move. He just couldn't get a start. 4 starts, 5. The most starts he's ever made in a season for Liverpool is 5. Great region agent. Nah, unfortunately, I don't. I have very few old save files just because the file for this save is 700 megs now. And I have a 3-file rolling save because otherwise it just gets a bit ridiculous. But yeah, so that's what's joining us in the summer. Exciting times. But also with the whole Navarro situation, he's basically, he wants to leave. But we've decided that that's just a thing now we're going to have to do because otherwise he's never going to sign a new contract. It's a bit of a shame though. Although maybe we could win him round. Basically my plan with Navarro is if we don't win him round, then we can just sell him. He's very Carabao Cup, isn't he? Oliver, thank you very much for the 13 months. I hope you're well on this fine Sunday. Hey, David. Ground share was Norwich and... Oh, really? Closest to Everest. I love that. That's cool. Yeah, we did get a couple of actuallys on the video, being like, well, actually, 42 degrees is unrealistic for Mount Everest. And I'm just sat there like, yeah, that's why I explained it in the video that we did it purely for chaos. The only way they could know that it was 42 degrees is if they'd watched the bit where I explained that. And they just ignore it. No, I'm still right, thank you. Hey, Dazza, things are good. Things are good. I'm on the bottom of a swimming pool waiting for you, buddy. Oh. 3 seasons. Yes. The Belgian amateur thing is best between seasons 3 and 5. That's my experience in this save anyway, but it might vary from save to save. Yeah, as if it's realistic to sustain Precisely.
Hey Matt,
Kate,
update
thank you
on
for the
the
6
AI's
months.
Ireland Builder Nation in my save. Ireland is now 7th on coefficients and they made the 2030 World Cup final.
Okay,
Lol.
Kate, how the fuck? How is that happening in your save? Because you're not managing them, are you? Oh, hang on. Let's actually set a team up, because we've got some stuff to do today. That's mad. I mean, that's true, yeah. I mean, to be fair, my mum always used to say there was a summer in the 70s that was a bit like that as well. But last summer was actually ridiculous. Like, I still remember those 2 days especially where it was 41, 42 degrees Celsius here. Or, like, in various parts of the country. It was hell. Absolute hell. Oh. Actually, oh, God, what a win for Brentford yesterday as well. Spurs just do be Spursing. Right, hang on. No, wait. This is not happening, surely. Oh, my Lord. Hang on a minute. Let's just see what we've got available here. I don't want to play Yamin as a centre-back. Surely we've got... Yeah, Mendes. Mendes is a much better centre-back than Yamin. Like, Yamin's a great player, but he's not a centre-back. Working the sense, yeah, it was insane. I mean, I was working in a sense in that I was sat in here streaming, which obviously was pretty nasty because this room gets hot when it's not that hot. You can imagine how bad it got when it actually was hot. Arvedades, thank you very much for the follow. I'm sure I've said that wrong. Thank you nevertheless. That's very kind of you. I would deliberately go and pick Pog up from work on both those days just so I could sit in the air-conditioned car for a couple of hours. That was literally it. Yeah, it was really bad here. Oh yeah, I just did simming. The only reason I showed the games in the video was just so that I could sort of show you what it looked like. No aircon. What, in the car? Yeah. Belgian centre-back we signed a few years ago. Do you mean Flavien Moors? If you mean Flavien Moors, then Jarju I think is 32 now. 33. Still has 3 years left on his deal though. Not Flavien Moors. Oh fuck. Oh, you mean Patrice? You mean...
Damn it, Patrice! Stop smothering me!
Oh, man. Or at least a fan. No. No aircon in here because this is England and no one has aircon in their residential properties. It's just not a thing. And also, a fan would be too loud for the microphone. I used to have a giant standing fan that we used to refer to as Mr. Swizzles the Windy Boy. And he used to be down there and I'd point him away. The problem being, if it was a room with the door shut and everything like it was, because it had to be, because of sound, he would just circulate hot air. But also I have no fans on here at the moment because Mr. Swizzy sadly passed away last year. So we have to find a new one. Also studio. Bold of you to assume that this is a studio, friend. Mr. Swizzle's the man. I don't think he died on stream. How's his air conditioned? Well, bully for you, my friend. My point being, that is not the norm. It is extremely rare to have air conditioning in residential properties in the UK. The Grey Swizzles fire. Indeed, yeah. He was massive. It was a 20-inch fan. Oh, no, that was my ring light that died on stream. Didn't it? Yeah, Mr. Swizzles exploded. Like, he actually... You could hear the smoke... smoke started coming out of it. Yeah, it's expensive as hell, exactly. Just not worth it. For like 3 days a year, it just ain't worth the hassle. Nobody does it. We just complain about it instead. Plus, British heat just hits different. Something about, people are always like, oh, it's nothing. Then they come and they're like, oh, shit. I think it's because it's so... not humid. No, it is a bit humid as well. It's a mixture of the two. FC Eindhoven, nice. 17 meters above sea level. You do that, my friend. You do that. There was a comment in the video being like, you can go minus 1,000 videos, minus 1,000 feet, plays under the sea. And I'm thinking to myself, there are many places in the world that are below sea level. Not that below sea level, but plus I think Owen found out a way to get it to like 19,000 feet below sea level. So it's basically just like a Jules Verne novel. Atlantis FC. You can have Atlantis United, it's fine. It's where Almiron came from, isn't it? Okay. This is Hoffenheim. Enjoy. As for the other Hungarian sides, Kisvárda hosts Benfica. You never know with them these days. Újpest hosts Milan. Once more, you just never know with them. They're both in a really good spot. Trench my Mario. I don't mind a bit of that. The Marianas Canar. Oh, that's good. That's very good. We just need a straightforward 2 wins. We win both these games, it's all good. Ricky Piggy, thank you very much for the follow. But yeah, on the topic of Valome, Luboy, he's exactly what that is the weakest pass of all time. He is exactly what we hoped he would be, and that makes me so happy. Whack human being with the double year, i.e. known as 2.
Waiting for the exchange rate of American heat to English heat to drop. Until then, I'm letting Stream transport me to Europe.
Oh, it's in! Thank you very much, Whack Human Being, as Ian Robinson nets his 6th goal of the season. I praised him a lot at the very start of his career at this club, and I must admit, until he gets comfortable on both sides, he's not going to be as effective in this system. But he's still a fabulous player, and what a pass that is for Castillo. But look at this. He just drives towards the defence and just deflects off the defender, and in we go. Danny underwater. Yeah, PSG are struggling a little bit. They're kind of like the new City in many ways. Basically, from what I remember, Extra Avenger, Hadrian might have done some tests with this. Hadrian can confirm. He's literally in chat. And I believe the result was that actually nothing important actually happens. Oh, go on, Velasquez. Bang one. Oh, it's a bit of a weak effort from him, actually. The Chromebook charger. That's unfortunate, my friend. I would not recommend. Also, Újpest beating Milan. 1-0 to Újpest. They're doing it again, friends. As we go top temporarily. Things you love to see. Trench Alexander-Arnold. Very sorry. Chat, all 3 of us are winning. Kisvárda are winning. And Újpest are winning. As things stand, they would both go into the top half. This is ridiculous. These are the teams we've needed in the Champions League all along, which makes me wonder how on earth Ferencváros were able to be so bad. Castillo's through. Oh, it's such a good effort as well. We've actually turned up today. You'd love to see it. No, I think it's just because the game... Bear in mind, the game's current parameters are -1,000 to +8,000. And so, I suspect that given the realistic expectations, that was what they were working to within. So meaning that because they were expecting 1,000 to be the lowest, there's nothing really beyond that, and I think that's why. I'm not really explaining myself very well, but essentially I just don't think they expected there would be any effects required for that. Whereas obviously there are effects for pure altitude, like with La Paz and Bolivia's like games and stuff like that in Copa America qualification, and Velasquez drills it home. He's in there again. Flamingo, the Flamingo. Thank you for the follow. Submerge Aurier. Livian hosted World Cup. That would be fascinating. We did a silliness. Yeah, this is true. If you've got any more silliness ideas, hit me up. So actually, that reminds me. I was going to talk to you guys about the whole I turned FM into an RPG thing. So I came up with this idea the other night. I think it's possible. Basically, here's my ballpark for you, right? You know there's a character you do when you start an RPG game, just for an example, say Fallout or whatever. You get like a character creator and you assign skill points, right? That's kind of like attributes in FM. So what I would say is you start off at a non-league club with like a base set of attribute points. I haven't decided how many yet. I think you'd need 638 to complete every single attribute. But then there's also hidden ones, so I'd have to add a few more. Maybe you start with like 100 and you can assign them as and where you want. Randomly selected position. Then, for every action that... You don't actually control the team. It's all AI simmed, because otherwise you'd be a bit unfair. You then gain attribute points, like skill points, for certain things like scoring a goal, getting an assist, a really good rating in a match. Obviously, it would vary from position to position. You'd also get player traits for things like skill unlocks on a skill tree, which I would obviously have to design from scratch. But I would plan to do this as a video idea, but also provide like a PDF guide so people could play it themselves with the same rules if that's what they were actually wanting, right? Because I've realized that basically my job in the FM community now is to play FM in ways that FM is not meant to be played. That's what I realized my part of this is, basically. Pranks, thank you for the follow. And Hunkleberry Finn, coming in with a huge raid. Thank you very much, my friend. How's things going? But yeah, that's essentially the idea with it. It needs a lot more fleshing out, but I think it would be a fun idea, basically. Because I just like playing FM in ways that it is not designed for. Hence the agent video, hence the Everest thing. For a stream, I don't know about a stream. It would be definitely for a video. And here we go, Castillo story again. Can he make it 4? Yes, he can. My God, we are hammering teams in Europe at the moment. Thomas Koopman with the 20 months as well, my friend.
How's things going?
Things are going very well. We're 4-0 up in the first half. Didn't we put 9 past Malmö in this Champions League as well? We've been very on it. But that is because Hoffenheim are open to this pass every single time. Castillo makes the run, slipping through, easy peasy, lovely finish. Dropping a bit. Happy to be safe. That's what you like to see. I would like to do some rescue teams from relegation saves at some point. I've missed that kind of jeopardy in a save. As an off and not as a manager. No, I actually had a plan to do that, but if you are interested in that, then Clates is your man. If you haven't already seen Clates' series of doing that, then check it out. Can't be I'm testing myself. Yeah. Meme save again this year. If there's literally, maybe if there's time, basically. We always do a meme save if we have like a spare day to kill. Last year it was the opposite, where we actually ran out of time because the game dropped slightly sooner than I was expecting, which is ironic considering I actually knew when it was going to drop. That wasn't SI didn't tell me, I should stress. Somewhat a corporate partner told me, which was nice. The skin is Saz23. If you do exclamation mark skin in chat, you'll get yourself a nice link to it, as well as other stuff. Yeah, Hoffenheim are not having a nice time here, are they? Set to every injury to potentially career-ending, stub to AC retire. Oh, I like that. I need to start paying you, damn it. Like, actually, I still have that injury-prone video too, which I've been coming up with for a while, and now it's 5. Mother of God. We might be setting like a record goal difference in the Champions League group this season, because we've had a 9 against Malmö, well 5 up against Hoffenheim. Not Mike slowly. No, it wasn't. Literally wasn't. Mike would never do that. Like, he's actually insanely professional about this. Like, for example, when I saw Mike in March, when we were out drinking and stuff and going for dinner, I deliberately didn't ask him stuff like that because I know that that's, and not that he would tell me anyway, but I respect how like ethical he is about things like that, you know. So basically the player faces, they're not real, but they are, okay, let me explain. They're Z-Gen faces. So essentially they are AI generated faces that look like real people but aren't real people, that are automatically placed over the regen faces so that it all looks like real people still, basically. It's a really sick thing that Zealand and his team came up with. Was it? No, it wasn't even last year. It was the year before, wasn't it? Fuck me. We are in Malmö mode. I wish we could see our... can we move this a bit further across? Oh, I was hoping we might be able to see the goal difference on there too. Regardless, it's big. Your scuba, your boa? Freddie Aquilumberg is very, very solid. And Robinson's on a 9. Ironically, just as I was saying that he's not had the best starts to... Well, he's not had the best of seasons. He is an assist machine. Oh, God, Portier. So, the plan with the whole Portier-Gatic thing is we're going to try and get Gatic still. Just keep pestering Benfica every day to try and get the man in. No. So, basically what you do is the faces stay the same, and then you run the software whenever there's like... I run it every couple of seasons when there's new regens in, but it doesn't replace the faces that already have them. It only adds new ones if you set it up correctly, which is really cool. It's fantastic. If you do exclamation mark ZGen in chat, it'll explain it as Robinson said again. Oh my God. The unselfishness of Ian Roberts, that might well be offside, but regardless, some of the football we play, man. How is Mendes only on a 6.8 in this? I think that's offside, actually, as it happens, but yeah, regardless. Ben Slayman. That was lovely football. Like the pass and the fact that he actually... sorry? That's just onside. All right, whatever. 2-0 to Benfica. Sorry, 2-0 to Kijvada over Benfica now. This is madness. Hungary are on it today. Do you ever, like, you know how sometimes we have those days where it's like the luck RNG has rolled fully against us? Today, not even luck, but like it feels like the exact opposite of that. It feels like things are going our way. I can't really take him off, but what I will do is give a bit of game time to, well, Smith for one, Karpanu for another, Milovanovic as well. And obviously, Robert, he's on a 9 with only 1 goal. That's remarkable. And Kevin Griffiths, fuck it. Give Kevin a bit of time in the Champions League. Where are Kijvada? They actually have the same number of points as Uipest, so they're probably like 15th. Like I said, if you do exclamation mark ZGen in chat, Pranks, you'll find a link to all the details about it. Or someone else will do it for you, because I can't remember the exact command. There you go. That's the command. Oh, dear. I actually nearly had a save called Hungary for Success. Back when I did the Polonia Warszawa save, Vashas obviously were the other side I was supposed to choose for that. I still had a thumbnail. And the save was at one point actually going to be called Hungary for Success. Oh, no worries, Pranks. Don't apologise. A little bit distant. We haven't scored a goal in like 20 minutes. This is unacceptable. I want at least one more before this game finishes. It's nice to see the subs combine for something, you know? Here we go. Slip him in. Go on. Yes, go on, Carpy. Slap it across. Oh, okay, patience. Navarro. Oh, look at the build-up. Look at the build-up. Oh, mwah. Velasquez's second goal of the season. It is 6-0 in the Champions League, and that is gorgeous. Oh, Adam Armstrong was so good for them in this set. Look at this football, though. The way that Karp is patient here, drops it back to Navarro, drops it into Smith, who just lays it off, and he's got all the time in the world to just bend that around the goalkeeper near post. Oh, filth. Flot Sam Allardyce. Oh, hey, Yoffie. Things are going very well. We're 6-0 up. Kishvarda are beating Benfica. Man City are actually winning this year. What's going on there? Surely we couldn't score another one. Oh, I'm excited about this. This bodes well for our second game today, considering it's another home game. I think it's Sevilla. I think we've got a real chance at actually winning the league phase. I wonder if you get more coefficient points, because I've not worked out exactly how you get those extra points, and I don't know if you get more for doing better in the group or not, or whether there's just like a flat rate for qualifying. You feel like you'd get a little bonus for winning the damn thing, right? Just never works like that, does it? Right, come on. One more. Look at this passing. Oh, what a pass. Milovanovic. Oh, my days. What a beautiful passing move. He really should have done better with that, honestly. We also can tell that Budapest are still winning because you can still see the outline of their name underneath Liverpool there in 13th place, which means they have to still be in front in order to achieve the points tally that they're on. Megalodon Hutchins. That's great. Oh. Get some money. I mean, we'll take the money. We kind of do need that right now as Carpenou's through, and Carpenou scores for 7. Stefan Carpenou, it is 7-0. We've had a 9 and a 7. The fans in the Beng.com arena this season have been absolutely spoiled for Europe. Like, some of the performances we put in on a European stage this year are phenomenal. What a pass from Smith, by the way. That's his second assist since coming off the bench in this game. He's been on top of it. Why is my phone flashing up all the time? Weird. It was randomly just Instagram going, hey, 100 people liked your reel. I'm like, which reel is that? 3-0. 3-0 to Kishvarda. What is going on in Hungary this season? Oh, we're also not top somehow. How are we not top? Hang on, how are we not top? Surely our goal difference must be better than Barca's. Too late. It depends, Suits. It depends on how much time you've got, honestly. But head-to-head nonsense. Neither of us have played each other. Oh, unless they've beaten a team that's also on 18 points. Right. My instant popularity is non-existent. It's so interesting, right? The different effects that... Oh, I bet it's because they've beaten Arsenal. I guarantee they've beaten Arsenal or something. Yeah, that's it. Them beating Arsenal means they get to be above us. Solid. But yeah, what I was going to say is it's really weird how... I've been doing a lot more TikToks, Reels, Shorts lately because I feel like it's important to do that. And the same video at the same time on all three of those platforms is so interesting to see how one will perform really well on one platform, but not the other, and vice versa at certain times of the day. Like the last short I put up absolutely banged, but then the others on Instagram, it flopped. But then the previous one did really well on Instagram and not on TikTok. It's really fascinating. So that's just 9-1. 9-1 for Man United. Who do I want to win the Champions League playoffs? Honestly, I genuinely don't care. And not in like a, oh, I don't care about the Champions League playoffs. I absolutely do. This isn't like me with the Champions League. I would be happy if either of them win because I actually think it's a really cool tie regardless. So I'm really excited about that. I'm really looking forward to watching it. Yeah, I mean, we always knew that it had some effect, Yolfi, but Hadrian wanted to prove that it would have a mad effect, basically. The Pelly Ruddock journey is fascinating. I have a little soft spot for Coventry, and I don't know why. So there's that too, but it's just cool stories no matter what, right? Okay, the question is... In fact, no, there's no question. Budapest won. They beat Milan. 3-1! They put 3 past... Kishvarda put 3 past Benfica. Budapest put 3 past Milan. Budapest have got 12 points because they've both qualified. They are officially qualified for the next round of the Champions League. And at the moment, if things stayed as they are, they'd actually qualify as the top half. In fact, just to clarify, neither of them are actually out of qualifying for the top 8 yet. They could both still get in the top 8 with their last game. Yeah, the goal difference is so much more fair. Which is why I'm glad you guys at least get that on your saves if you start one now, but obviously we don't. For you because you're not faced Arsenal, Barcelona, but goal difference really fair. Everyone plays different teams. Yeah, but it isn't fair, but it is also the fairest of the unfair options. I can't think of a fairer way than goal difference because at least goal difference is basing it on your individual performances. If there's a tiebreaker, it's like, well, at least, whereas there's no way that the 3-way head-to-head could be fair if you haven't played each other, right? I definitely still want the goalkeeper just because of his qualities. Like, he is insanely good. So we've qualified for the round of 16 now. But also, how many goals have we scored in the Champions League this season? 25. Wow. The fact that Arsenal have got 20. United must have a lot as well, right? 19 goals they've scored, and yet they're down in 20th because that was only their 3rd win. It's weird. They've lost to Benfica, Dortmund, and Real Madrid, but one at home as well. God, look at that. Some pretty poor goal. You can't even see because they're hidden by me, but basically there's some bad goal differences down at the bottom. So I guess the question now becomes, who are these guys playing on the final day? Because they can still qualify. Culture of, oh yeah, no, I think that's kind of charming, isn't it? That is a good point, Catbot, because you're right. They have to play teams from the same pot. Now, obviously, there's going to be varying quality within those pots. I believe that RB Salzburg and Man City are in the same pot in this season. But regardless, yeah. 2 German sides outside qualify. You're right. Wolfsburg down here, along with Hoffenheim, obviously, which is helping us there. 10 and 6. That's a good point, actually. But one thing I'm enjoying as well is that it's like the Hungarians, like Gisvada have got a +7 goal difference. They're just vibing. I'm also curious to know how, as always here, they're getting effed by the... Actually, they're kind of not. That one, ironically, works perfectly, even though it is head-to-head, because if you look at their goal differences, it is actually the correct order. Because Vada are very solid defensively. Have they got a really good keeper from us or something? Who is their goalkeeper? I'm guessing it's the more expensive of the two. This guy, Carlos Rojas, who's definitely not one of ours. It's a guy they signed from Santos on a free. I love seeing Hungarian sides make these kind of deals. It's so satisfying. We'll check the coefficient in a minute, but first, Thursday matches. Now, oh, by the way, Halash won their final group stage game. Not that it's a huge surprise. They qualified, I think, 3rd in the Conference League. Standard. I think Braga won all 6, and they're the only reason that they weren't able to win it all. Good Man City shit, Barca go top. Pretty much. Yeah. Right, so Ferencváros were at Leicester. No hope in hell. Debrecen at home to Valencia. Probably no hope in hell. Amalfi Hawaii. I want to see at least 3 points out of this. Come on. Yeah, Újpest and Kisvárda can both get top 8. I don't think they will. And I don't know if that's even good or bad if they were to. God, look at this. Sevilla 27th as well. Knocking a Spanish side out of this contention would be quite decent as well. For the future, maybe. Okay. Chelsea and... Oh, look! So look, Chelsea can offer him a contract. Even if I cancel this... Isn't interested in it. He's currently keeping his options open until the end of his current deal. But Chelsea can offer him a contract, but I'm not allowed to. What a load of nonsense. Yeah, why would you want to join the team that won the Champions League final last season when you could join the team that lost the Champions League final last season? Fantastic. What a load of shite. Lower up than Chelsea. But it just have a bit of fucking common sense, FM. I know that that is obviously the reason. But, like, why wouldn't it just say that he won't talk to us then? Sorry, the fact that he's keeping his options open and they're allowed to talk to him but I'm not is what actually irks me about that. It's not the fact that he would join them over us. It's the fact that I can't even discuss terms with him. What kind of nonsense is that? That to me is absolute nonsense. Need to make the transfer again. How do you mean? Which transfer? Well, maybe, but the thing is, when he did this... So basically, Liverpool and Milan were able to offer him those deals, and as much as he didn't reject them, it took like 2 weeks, and it was just saying that they were there, which means he... Maybe it works differently for... cancelled the offer for transfer. I know I did. But that's because you can't offer him a... Okay, so here's what's happening. Every time I tried to approach to sign him, that popped up. So what I was doing was I was making Benfica the same transfer offer in the hope that they would accept it, and then I could talk to him through that method, because then he would actually talk to us. That's all it was. The point that I'm finding daft is the fact that I can't even talk to the player, but they can. I can understand him joining them over us because of reputation, but not even entering the discussion? That's bullshit. Transfer bid cancelled the end of contract last time. Wait. Wait, what? Hang on, what transfer bid? 2-0 defeat. 1-0. 2-1 win. Get in. That's huge for Debrecen. Ferencváros lose again, but I'm not surprised there. How's this going? Amalfi are in trouble. Kind of. Ferencváros in 12th. And Debrecen, they're qualified as well. No, sorry, they weren't, but they were at one point. But you're right. Basically, I stopped looking, but at one point, both them and Milan were shown in the actual offers part as £0 end of contract, basically. So at some point, he's returned them down, but it's very annoying. You can get the job with the MLS. Oh, that sucks. As in a real life job with the MLS. That does suck, man. But think of it as like a pathway to what you actually need to do. What you actually should be doing, maybe. Like, oh, the new guys are moving to them. And what I mean by that is that maybe this just wasn't meant for you, and maybe the real thing you want is actually about to come around the corner. No current assignment. That is weird. But no, honestly. Unfortunately, with me not setting up my scouts like that, I just haven't got a clue how it's supposed to look, basically. Ooh, a J. Okay, Simon. We take a bit of that. Also, the other reason I was doing the thing with Gecic is because that way it reminds me to keep putting the bid in. So look, now it will say a couple of days later that he's still under a bid from Chelsea. So why is it that when I bid on him, it immediately cancels it, but when Chelsea do it, is extremely uninterested, which is ironic, right? So he's extremely uninterested in negotiating terms, right? Now watch this. Mladen Gajcic is extremely interested in joining MTK Budapest. Now, I know that that's a slightly older report, but I literally cannot get a new one.
Oh, this isn't where I park my car.
And he's less interested in Chelsea. Salty Doggerino, thank you for the follow. It must be that the AI just does not instant reject them. The problem is now, the reason I keep putting the £10 million bid in, by the way, is so that I keep reminding myself, and I'm hoping that Benfica... So when you suggest terms, they still want £70 million for him, even though his contract is up in 5 months. Imagine me being able to get £70 million for a player of mine that's up in 6 months. Literally not possible. I don't know what the situation is, but it is getting on my titties, we could say. But, yeah, they'll just turn it down again in a minute. I'll be very annoyed, though, if he joins Chelsea without us ever being able to talk to him. Oh, Alberto. Disappointing. Send home note. It is purely, though, the... Hey, Inferno! Second Yellow Cinematic Universe. You'd love to see it. There's just so many things wrong with that. But like literally, I started putting bids in the moment we had the opportunity, which was we actually could have bid on it was the 31st of December was when I did it, because I was checking every day at that point just to find out. But luckily we can cheer ourselves up with a bit of Harold Bishop Ultra, which is what you'll have to see. So a 5 and a 4. I want to see some Harolds. A 3 and a 2 and a 1. Get those Harolds up, chatto.
The minute you get uptight, you're dead.
And I'm in the house where the coffee's great and the food is grouse. With sandwiches and lasagna too.
Ice cream sundaes for me and you.
I'm Andrew Harold and I'm in the house where the coffee's great and the food is grouse. With sandwiches and lasagna too.
Ice cream sundaes for me and you.
I try not to lose my temper with myself.
Oh, goodness sake and shit and balls.
The minute you get uptight, you're dead.
Man speaks only in truth, chatto. But also JCM, like, it could still be the natural progression. Maybe it just wasn't the exact right time for it. Kickstarting to make an offer. Maybe. The problem with that, of course, is that... Ooh, hello. C. Michael. Why is his name abbreviated there? How long is the word Christopher? Damn it. We could try it. Basically, the issue with that is just like, do I want to alert other clubs to the fact that I'm interested? I mean, not that I don't already know, but I'm concerned that that might kickstart them as well. But we could try that next. Why not, right? Hey, Solar. Oh, nice. Which club did you choose? That's exciting. Oh, coefficients. Right. 11.2 with 1 game to go. Still 5th. My God. But point being, we're actually gapping Germany now. We are above... Yeah, we're above Germany, chat. We've managed to get 6th back. Fuck me. But we've still got some gaining to do on Portugal. But I feel like Portugal seem to be dropping off a little bit now, despite a really fast start. And I think we'll be able to get back above Portugal probably by the end of the season. So we might well be able to hang on to 5th this season. God, it's been such a weird year. Problem being, of course, next year we lose a 20.7 season and we're going to drop even further away from them. But after that, it's all going to be up from there. Because... we'll probably go back down to 5th and then immediately have loads of shit years to lose. I expect us to go 5th this season, then 7th, then like 6th, 5th, 4th, 3rd in like consecutive seasons is my hope, as we're going to gain so much ground over those next few years after that. Oh, are the Irish on there? Oh, they are 35th. Yeah, that 3.8 has done them solid. NK Dobb, nice. Never thought about what are the rules like in Slovenia. We have to move back close to my family. Absolutely. Yeah, for sure. Oh, sorry. Oh, that's annoying. He was one of the guys that I was hoping to send to another Hungarian side. Let's try it again. But Uipesh were having none of it, sadly. Oh, sorry, not Uipesh. That's why, because he's playing for Kekshme. Hang on a place forever, that'll get him upset. Really? Go on. Do enlighten us. I'm curious now. Ploy no more, is it... Ake Vake. Ooh, Ake Vake. Yee, I like it. Yeah, they're not having that. Munich want Yamin, not having in that either. Right, let's wait for the next bid to come back from the Gacic deal. Because... Although, actually, weirdly, they normally rejected me more than... new signings. A couple of the guys have joined us, but also I've picked up a couple of really cheap... Well, I've picked up some free signings for the end of the season that are rather good, you might say. Acapulco vacation. Right, so we're going to go back to this. Sorry, back to this, rather. Then hit pick use prospects because I'm lazy. And it's already stopped doing that. Right, we'll do that. We'll do Carpi there. Skinnerino. Oh, that's so much better. Actually, I feel like... Nah, Kevin kind of played a bit the last game too, didn't he? That'll do. Plus, the other thing about picking the youth prospects is that the bench also fills up with youth prospects. We don't have to worry about always bringing on the first team players in these matches, which kind of helps. And we get to actually watch games today, which would be nice. Oh, the Beng sword. I totally forgot about that. Oh, did I not put... Hang on. Yeah, he's on the bench. Oh, I see what you mean. Shit, I'll have to do it in the game now. I don't think I can change it now. Sorry, yeah, Beng sword is this chappy here. This is Bengt Svärd, which apparently means bent sword in Swedish. So we're just calling him Beng Sword. Because reasons. He was a cool Swedish player we found on the last stream. Carbon copy of Alaku, though. Do you remember his name, JCM? I'm curious. Because was it Sam Ingram? Because if it was, then we're signing him on a free transfer in the summer. I don't know if that is the guy you're referring to, but yes. So we're getting Sam Ingram on a free in the summer, along with... Wouldn't it be funny if I ended up giving this guy to Hallidash on loan? Max Bainbridge on a free transfer from Leeds as well, who is the guy that scored the hat-trick against Hallidash in the Conference League final. He's also going to be joining us on a free transfer this summer. So... Why'd you always play in the dark? What? Anyway, we move. Zero crossing? 8. Imagine having 0 crossing. Just you get to the wing and he just has no idea what to do. What a strange complaint. Level M, you have curtains on. Oh my god. I'm not even going to pretend to be sassy anymore. Are you actually, like... Yeah, it's almost like, with a giant fucking window there with the sun shining through, you wouldn't be able to fucking see me. It's Christ on a bike. Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay, we move. I'm a little bit flabbergasted, if I'm honest. It's a blind so that the light is static. Ah, dearie me. Yep, I mean, that's true. That might actually improve the stream. Agreed. Hey, Anarchy. How's it going? Yeah, sorry, that's just a strange one. Ah, dear. Oh, did I actually set the right team now? I think I did. Yeah, indeed. Like, do you remember the early streams when I didn't have any kind of blind setups? Like, the curtains are closed for a reason. Do you think people, like, have you heard of a lighting setup? Very strange. I was born in the dark, molded by it.
I'm the Pope.
You would be, yeah.
Take off the Pope.
Unstoppable Nico, thank you for the follow. I am also nocturnal. That also helps. Also, how do you know it's not nighttime where I am? Anarchy Alley, thank you very much for the follow. As we concede to Ferencváros. Annoying. It's a shame you can't set like negative traits on players. Like he has like -1 dribbling. To be fair, we did once stream in the dark, if you recall, when my light broke. Okay, damn it, Morian. I'll have to mention it every 2 minutes just to be sure. Yeah, so that chat probably slots into the top 5 weirdest criticisms we've ever had. So, new one on the leaderboard. We played like shit this game, but it does make sense. Right. I guess the one downside about having the full rotated side for these types of games is that we literally can't bring quality off the bench either. It's an honour. I wouldn't say that, no. Secretly, I am secretly in New Zealand. That's why I stream in the morning. It's actually nighttime. Shirt matches the what? What can I say? I like to accessorize, you know. Why do I show such a blue shirt? Hey, I just like looking like the bottom of a swimming pool, mate. You know me. The weird stick. Yeah, what's that big black thing in front of your body? Like, Christ. Should get rid of that. I think the real... Oh, what a lovely pullback. The real sort of, like, I guess if we take this to its logical conclusion, I suppose the real answer is just why do you stream, isn't it? Hey, you know what, kid? Each to their own, right? Well, to be fair, Basil, the game's actually been... I mean, apart from the fact that it's not been much of an upgrade, it's been pretty stable in many ways and actually quite enjoyable. There's been way less... Popular channel. You must be thinking of someone else. Good equalizer, though. Oh, dear. Except for Honvid, yeah. Why do we hate Honvid? I've forgotten. Just why. For the blinds of it, so I can see. Okay. Like... Oh... Do you remember? I mean, some of you are probably some of you may be OGs from the original streams back in the day at the start of COVID when I literally didn't have a proper proper lighting setup, and it was just blinding light behind me. Pushgas, they're top flight now at least. I had thought about getting a standing desk actually. It's just there's no room for it, right? So I did get the light replaced, yes, which is why. Look. Fuck. Where's the button? See, that's what it'll look like if I turn the light off. But yeah, it's a newer one. Literally, that's the name of the company, like NEEWER. It's like a panel light rather than a ring light. But it's fantastic because I can control it from my phone, so I can set obviously the brightness, but also the temperature, which is kind of useful. Turned on more cars. Why are you wearing Jordan? Aha! No! I'm actually wearing chino shorts today, chat. Thank you very much. Turn it on. Had one true where the suit was being dry cleaned. That's also true. And also, remember when the original blind broke and we had to just hold... Like, that isn't even a blind. That's a jacket. We used to have another blind up there, but it randomly broke in the middle of a stream. Bit of a leg reveal for... Oh, I've gone full Miami Vice. Why not? It's comfortable. It's super comfy. On a day like today, it's just what you want. Watch. Honestly, to put it, what it actually is, right, is that for the last 3 years, ever since with COVID and I stopped running and stopped exercising and gained 4 stone in weight, right, I became a person that wanted to wear big baggy clothes all the time and hide myself from human beings and basically didn't want to go outside a lot of it because I didn't feel good about myself, right? So over the last 5-6 months, now that I'm down nearly 30 pounds, obviously not exactly where I want to be body-wise, right, yet, but I'm getting there, and I know that I'm on the path there, and if I keep doing it, I'll get there. I feel a lot more confident to actually want to wear clothes that I think look kind of nice now, and feel a bit better about myself, both mentally and physically, and I want to go outside and do things, and go places with Pog, and that's kind of nice. It makes me feel good, you know? And sometimes you just gotta look like the bottom of a swimming pool, damn it. I actually got offered Raid Shadow Legends again the other day. It's always a different agency every time, but it was another one was like, would you like to do Raid Chat? I'm like, no, I wouldn't, thank you. Hey Dan, how's it going? What did you think of the game yesterday? Yeah, I say £30. It's 28.5 at the moment, but you know, you round up at these points, right, don't you? Chris Smith has not done well in this game. Whoppers! Thank you very much for the follow. For the 22
Finally
months.
Able to catch a stream again.
The disrespect from the streamer. Why, chat? Why? How much did they offer? I think it was 500 up front, and if I got enough sign-ups, it was like 2,000, I think. No, 2,800 was what they offered. I'm willing to tell you this stuff because I'm not taking it. First Emperor Lee, thank you very much for the 4 months. That is very kind of you, my friend. Hope you're well. What does it say about... Well, you see, Whoppers. There's a game called football. And occasionally, you want to manage it, right? So, if you need any more details, hook me up. You know? Midfielder called Christmas. Which one's Christmas? Hang on, which one's called Christmas? Is it this guy? Or is it Contavrakis? I'm curious now. No defending, just vibes in it. I feel so sorry for Burnt Leno, because I thought he'd kept out the Joel Ward one, but then at the last second... Ooh. Sorcerer Rayfield. That's the thing. Because the point being, I don't like stuff that relies on you guys having to do too much, honestly. I don't like that kind of... Which obviously is why that it's structured that way, but, you know, that's the way I am with sponsors. I prefer ones that are like, hey, we're going to give you I don't know. Yeah, this is a rotated side. We've got a Champions League game on the middle of the week, so we rotated a little bit here. It's not the end of the world. Given that we're so far clear. Although, this wouldn't even be our first defeat of the season, actually. We've already lost to Debrecen when I was playing a full-strength side after Christmas. We still managed to lose 1-0. Wait, Robinson was playing. Oh, shit, you're right. Yeah, good point. I totally forgot about that. That was the one thing I should have changed. We're also going to bring on Famine in there, too. Oh, Chris Smith. Oh, yeah. I didn't even realise that. Might not contact you now. Oh, well. Like, I'm not super interested in Raid Shadow Legends, honestly. But this isn't me saying I don't want to work with sponsors. I absolutely do, but I want to work with sponsors that want to have products that I feel like you would actually be interested in, that I would actually use, right? That's why I was willing to work with Manscaped. That's why I was willing to work with...
Same price for £30 less content. What a rip-off Kappa.
Indeed, Banksy. Thank you very much for the 9 months. That's a Twitch babby. While we're at it, you'll love to see it. How's Skinnerino behave? He behaves fantastically. On account of the fact that all of his friends are Brazilian. He just wants to fit in. And same with like when I did the sponsorships with OneFootball a couple of years ago. I already used their app and I really liked it. So I was really want to work with them. So those ridiculous shirts. Yes! Honestly. Oh, Crammons didn't not lasted long, has he? Next up, Isaac Daniel. Yeah. And I realise that's going to probably shut me out of a lot of sponsorship deals. But at the end of the day, I value you as an audience, and I also value the small amount of influence I have, and I'd much rather use that for things I actually care about, you know? Gopping shirts, top bang. Yes. Hit me up. Get me in touch. Like, if I got a sausage roll sponsor, I'll be all over that. Not that I've had a sausage roll in a little while. It's just half time. No. This is the full match. Yeah, literally. Yeah, I'm a one-man operation. Well, I mean, if you count... I'm a one-man operation in the sense that it's me and then there's Pog. But, yeah. Action videos brought to you by Raid Shadow Legends. The thing is, chat, I know that you... This isn't a case of me thinking that you would care if I did do a raid. I know that you guys wouldn't. It's just I would. Oh, no. I totally agree, Horsby. I mean, I can totally see why it's white. Why it's like that. They offer a lot of money, but they almost have to, right? Kraven and Yaman as an SB. Yeah, that would be fantastic. What? An SB, a centre-back with an S. Thank you, Art the Mariners. Very kind of you. But what I will say, just to add on to this conversation, if you are a sponsor that works within the football space and actually has some cool products, then get in touch. We'll work together. Mato can't be by. Exactly. I can be by. I emphatically can be by. Just by the right people, you know? With 5 defenders, but with the back 4. You'd think so, Yellow Kappa, but I think with the way the FM match engine works, they would be caught out of position way too much. Use the promo code. He's done well there. I mean, that is also true, Hadrian. Yes. I mean, the first time I rocked up in this shirt, it was like an hour of abuse. King Charles. Wait, what? Oh, that is fucking adorable. The hat. You're the most famous Fulham fan online? Of course fucking not. I'm not. 1, not famous. Online or offline. 2, Hugh Grant is a Fulham fan. Example is a Fulham fan. Trying to think of others. Like, there's quite a lot of famous Fulham fans. But there's lots of famous fans of every club, right? I'm trying to think what the most famous fan of each club in the Premier League would be. He's not even the most famous Fulham fan in this stream. It's true. Because we're in the presence of FFC Dan. There are some say Lily Allen, yeah. I mean, yeah, Hugh Grant would struggle on a European journeyman. That's true. They don't get to... I mean, how do you know, Hadrian? Maybe Mrs. Hugh Grant is all about the curtain life. Man who used to be important. Yeah, Richard Osman. Yep. I'm trying to think of others. Struggling. Russell Crowe. Is he really? Watford Elton John. Yeah, true. Sean Bean, of course, to Sheffield United. Yeah. Arrows of Europe. I mean, maybe. Oh, look, it's been rejected again. But just to show you, by the way, look, suggest terms. Oh, sorry, they're not even doing that now. Margaret, I don't know if I buy that as a real one, honestly. Right? Dan, that's the problem. I'll claim it, but I just don't know if it feels right. I mean, he's not, though, is he? He went there once, and then our fire was like, hey, you know what you need? A statue. See him actually. Because he's a Pompey fan. Oh, you talk about, is it John? No, not John West. That's the salmon bloke. It's not Fred West, because that's the murderer with the patio. And also that chatter from previous streams. Sorry, Fred, if you see this. Alan Davis, is he? City is Neil Gallagher. Is that Noel's brother? So I know that's a typo and an autocorrect, but I love it. John Westwood, not... I was thinking of Tim Westwood. Imagine if John Westwood did Pimp My Ride. No, he doesn't want to sign. Oh, sorry, no. Basically, we're in a bit of a catch-22, whereby, basically, Chelsea have offered him a contract. He's leaving on a free transfer, but I'm not allowed to offer him a contract because reasons. The murderer with that patio. Tell me I'm wrong. Cameron Diaz is indeed, it's nonsense, isn't it? It's just like, was taken there once, presumably by someone who actually was a Fulham fan. And then, yeah. Snoop Dogg and a Rosenborg fan? No, but I'm totally in for the canon of Snoop Dogg being a Rosenborg fan. Make it make sense. I can't. It's Football Manager. Like, I must admit, I've had a lot less complaints about the game this year in general because it has worked much more smoothly for us, but there are still a few things that do generally baffle me. Also, how's Barwick? I'm so glad this man went back out on loan. Best thing he ever did. Matto Chatto Patio. Oh, God. Feels like Yamin is the one player that's been targeted by all of our European rivals in Europe. This... Ooh. Ferencváros selling Mosquera to Real Betis. That might cost them a fair bit. Unless it's a free transfer. So he's going to Porto. Nothing we can do about that. Plateau United. Ooh, Saviour Good... Oh, my God, chat. Saviour Godwin. He's a goalkeeper called Saviour. I don't know. I didn't know I needed him in my life, but now I do. Love it. A goalkeeper called Saviour. Already addicted. Nice one. Darwizy, what save did you do as your first save? I'm curious. Actually, I'm really curious to your answer to this because I wonder if it goes in line with what I already think about what saves people should do when they first get the game. Next to Wusu, maybe. Exactly, yeah. Dortmund. There you go. Right. You've kind of not fallen into the trap. You've done exactly what so basically, sometimes people ask me, have you got any tips for like new players? And what I always say is either manage the team you support or a massive side, or if they happen to be both, then perfect. Then it's great because you already know the players. That's the perfect answer. Nice. I take it you're enjoying it then. Welcome to the addiction. Scouting update. Ooh, ow. Just punched myself on the head. Mikey Holford. One of these days. Next game. Well, they'd have to get to the Prem in the next game first because they are currently in a playoff final. There is another team that might have something... Hang on, did you say there's a guy called Milo Bumback? Hang on a minute, what? I thought his name was Milo Bumback. Oh. God, that... I was hoping that you were right. Should use your original... Honestly, Darwizy, never let anybody tell you how to play the game beyond like basic best practice, right? If you're having fun, then you're playing the game correctly, is what I would say. Buy anyone you want, right? It's part of the fun of the game is that you get to live out those fantasies on buying those players for your club, right? Well, he's definitely getting a nickname, if nothing else. I'm certainly not going to buy him because I think it would cost us quite a lot of money, but... Milo Fanny. I love how Millennium just comes in with these absolute zingers every like 15 minutes. Consecutive seasons. Ah, yes, the old what I call the Hassan Hootel method because of what happened in that save of mine, but what might potentially be the Mourinho method for the future. So we will just change his name because you can't be called Bumback and not be changed to Bumback. It's just the rules. Or Milo Fanny Pack. I kind of like that more now. Darwizy, thank you for the follow. Is the game 40% off? Okay, there you go. I'd say that particularly if you didn't have FM22. I would say crack on because I feel like it's a more polished version of FM22, honestly. Which is a bad thing in many ways, but also in this particular scenario is also a good thing. 6 points every game you're doing it wrong. Yeah, exactly. A little bit of frustration goes a long way, right? Richard Tete, get rid of these chappies here. I found some kind of interesting looking Egyptian players, but they just didn't quite stack up in the end, unfortunately. Wait, hang on. Chowie signed for... Oh, hang on. I've got to show you him. So this guy here, Hicham Chowie, I scouted him, but I noticed Debrecen were interested. So I figured, fuck it, we'll just leave him alone and hope that he goes to Debrecen. Bam, they've actually pulled off the deal. 500k for a guy that's worth 7 to 9 million pounds. Well done, lads. Milo fanny pack bum bag. No, it just sounds like a character from, like, The Mighty Boosh or something. Yeah, I saw that Bayern absolutely bottled it yesterday. I'm so hyped that Dortmund could win the whole thing. I would be so happy for that. Just be nice to see something different happen in Germany. Looking forward to... I'm... Obviously, I have to, because it's my job, but I'm concerned. I'm hoping that when we finally learn some stuff, which won't be for months yet, right? It will be things like... Oh, maybe it won't be for months. Maybe they'll bring out stuff early and be like, you know what? We're going to tell you much sooner than normal. I don't know. I don't think it can have less improvements to it. Basically. Right, Holford. Obviously, we've got Mikey on there. So, he's very expensive. Cool name and everything, but very expensive. Who do I support? I'm a Fulham fan. I should have worn my Fulham Hawaiian shirt today. Cedric Onfia. Oh, wait, these are the really expensive French guys, aren't they? And Max. I can't believe they got him on loan. I love that for them. SC Copenhagen? What about Erling? There's a striker called Erling. What are we thinking about Erling Gronstad? Because I'm thinking that low acceleration, of course, but I like enough about him considering he's only 17. There's a lot of room to improve. FIFA AI guy who supports the team. No, I haven't actually. Has he really? Where did he say that? I'm genuinely curious. Opinions on Nottingham Forest. I have no direct opinion on Nottingham Forest. Like, I'm happy they stayed up, though. I think it's just kind of... positioning 4, true, but positioning is more of an attribute that is super important for midfield and back, I find. You're right, he does have Debrecen striker in 2 years' time written all over him, doesn't he? Oh! Yes, I have seen that. Yep. Is that a Gonzalo report? Good question. Injury proneness? It's only orange. If it was red, I'd be not having it. But orange, I can stomach it. We've got some of our current squad are orange injury prone, and at that kind of price, he's worth a gamble. However, I do want Gonzalo to give us the once over here. I think in the summer, something might be fun to do in the transfer stream is also try and clean up our scouting a little bit. Find a couple more Gonzalos so that we can keep the workload on him down a little bit. And he'd only cost us probably about 3 or 4 million at most. Break your leg on joint. Well, could do a Fernando Ovalar, I suppose. I thought his surname was Can You Not? Can you, like, not? Sayhan Chelik. These guys, I think, are... He's too expensive. You are down to a D. And that guy that had all the umlauts, just gone. Do you, oh, really? Hey, I'll take your word for it. That's I guess that's actually quite good to hear, because I feel like, as much as I feel like growth is obviously important and every business prioritizes growth, I think it is important that you don't get too far away from what makes people actually want to play the game in the first place, right? Because if you chase growth too much, then you kind of... If something appeals to everyone, it appeals to no one, I suppose, right? Yep, okay, fair one. Yep, man just loves a shirt. Leicester, Leeds and Everton. Honestly, I think Leicester are gone. Not gone, they're obviously not gone, but I feel like they have the toughest opportunity. They have the lowest points, they have probably the toughest games as well. I think Leeds. I think Leeds might stay up. Which is weird, because I feel like there's always that one team that has a little run at the end, and you expect they're going to stay up, and then they just don't. And I feel like that might be Everton. I worry that game against Brighton might be like a complete, not fluke, because they actually played quite well against Wolves yesterday. But I do think that point Everton got yesterday could be absolutely crucial. Last match against Tottenham, guaranteed 3 points. What are you saying? I mean, I think Spurs at this point might be desperately trying to not get into the Conference League. And because Leeds play West Ham today, West Ham have got other things to deal with. But then again, they are now through into the final, aren't they? So they've not got that to deal with specifically. That point could be very, very important. Everton have Bournemouth at home, not Brighton. Oh, yeah, actually, Bournemouth at home is very, very winnable. Particularly Bournemouth at the moment, who are just not arsed now that they've stayed up. This guy's quite good, actually. But he's a goalkeeper. Not that that's a negative point. But he's a goalkeeper. We don't need those. Do a bit of that. Sick. One injury is true. Yeah. To be fair, I said that basically not knowing the fixtures. Would it be a distraction? Well, it was last time, wasn't it? Oh, by the way, Suhi now plays for Tottenham. Speaking of Tottenham, Stanislav Suhi is now at Tottenham. They well, they overpaid to Bayern Munich. Somehow, every team that we've sold into has made a profit on him. But the question is, how many times can Everton do this? They're reminding me a little bit of Wigan a few years ago, where they always used to just about stay up and then eventually just completely binned it one season. Joao Lopez. Do you want to extend him? They never normally do. No, standard. Spurs are an interesting case because clearly this season's not gone how they've wanted. Also, are they going to like set a record for like most amount of goals conceded for like a top half side or something? Because it's actually kind of mad how many goals Spurs have conceded this season. Is it like 60 something already? Giraffe. Nice. Kevin Caljord, thank you for the 20.
Hello, Matto and Chatto. It is nice to be back.
It's lovely to have you back, Kev. How's it going, man? Actually, Beyonce concert. That's true. 62. Christ. That's more than Fulham. Like a lot more than Fulham, obviously. I think we're basically guaranteed to finish above Chelsea now, unless Chelsea win all 3 of their remaining games. It's Roberto Martinez's fault. It is indeed Roberto Martinez's fault, yes. Of course it was Spursy again. That actually, in a way, is kind of Spursy as well. I like that. Jensen's now a Hungarian citizen. Oh. Okay. Get ready for Alexander Jensen. Except he would still be Jensen, wouldn't it? But you get my point. Need to strengthen the most. I think we need another left-sided centre-back because Diop, with Ream being out injured and the fact that Ream is a wonderful human being and a great player and has been amazing this season, he is not going to get any younger and he's only going to decline at some point. We need a left-sided centre-back especially. We need backup for Tete, proper backup for Mitro, although Vinicius has definitely shown a bit in that suspension spell. What we really need is backup for Pereira because Kearney can kind of do it, but again, it's the same kind of story. We need someone else that can do that role behind Pereira because Pereira basically never had a rest this season. He's only getting a rest now because he's broken his ankle. And the question is, like, with losing people potentially like Solomon, because I just don't think he actually stays. United and Newcastle. Oh, Jesus, yeah. If anything, they've got to worry about Wolves coming up from behind. But Chelsea's got experience Norwegian day drinking. Is Norwegian day drinking any different to like English day drinking? I'm curious. Is it just a different drink? Joachim. Oh, I love Joachim Andersen. Honestly, if I could bring back one player that's in the Premier League right now that was a former Fulham player of some sort, it would be Joachim Andersen. I adore that man. When we got relegated, when he was in our centre back, that man seemed to care more about the club than most of the permanent players did. Like, I think he captained us several times as a loanee. Palace have got a great one there. Also, I loved in the Palace Fulham game yesterday just how many like nose injuries there were. There was like 5 different stoppages in the first half for like nose injuries. Austria, Greece. I mean, Greece, they're all quite high up, but it depends on the rules, right? But if you wanted to change the rules, then who cares, right? Just do whatever country you want. Does scouting knowledge really sort alphabetically in the inbox item? Probably. Honestly, yes. Oh, yeah, no, it actually does. No, sorry, you're right. Yes, it actually does. In terms of, like, extensive marginal, yeah, it does sort by alphabetics, not by quantity. You think it would at least use the underlying number that it definitely still has, but there you go. Polonia Warsaw. Oh. I'm so happy that they're coming back up as well. Also, big up Rakov, by the way. Right, this is important for us here, so let's just make sure I've actually got the right team out here. Yeah, I made the mistake of playing... Robinson probably could... Do you know what? Actually, we're still going to start Robinson. He seems actually fine. Does he have quite good like stamina and natural fitness? Yeah. Well, stamina's not great, but his natural fitness is solid, so he seems to be fine. He only played like 60 minutes. That's not what I want. That is, though. Yamin and Velasquez. Although, actually, what we did last game... why are we doing that? It was that, and then we had Navarro. Let's do it like this. Just easier, innit? Yeah, I don't think that Vinicius is the long-term solution as a backup for Mitro. Considering he's a big, tall player that looks similar to Mitrovic in build, they have a very different style of play. Vinicius is far better with the ball played into his feet, whereas Mitrovic has got more of an aerial dominance. And when Fulham started playing more towards Vinicius' strength, it really did show. I think that's fine. Oh. Support whoever you watch other sports. Wow. Who do you support in real life, John? I'm getting the feeling it's not gone well. I mean, yeah. This is the thing. I feel like obviously there's an element of like, yes, it's funny Arsenal bought the title and all that. Right, that's great. But I don't really know if I want to be in I don't think how much am I going to enjoy a league where it's just going to be City winning it every year. Is that a league I really want to be particularly invested in at that point? Because it does feel like it's getting more and more like that. And I'm just like, how much do I really give a shit about that anymore? It has always been like that, but it's not always as dominant as it is currently. And it feels like it's only going to get worse. Right, so Budapest away at Chelsea. They're not likely to pull off any miracles there. Kishvarda away at Bayern Munich. Once again, not likely to... Yeah. Very few teams have actually won it, but it feels like at least there's a challenge there. And it feels like at least it's not the same side winning it 7 years... Well, not 7 years in a row, but they've won a lot of recent titles. And it feels like it's only going to get more and more dominant. Unless someone else gets bought by a petrostate. It's... Yeah. Look, yeah, but that's the exception. And... Same with Dortmund win the title this year in Germany. It's the exception, and it's not like... back to next year, it'll be back to normal, I suspect. It's just like... It's only boring. Yeah, it's... Just... When Pep goes... I mean... I wonder who would replace Pep at City, actually. I am curious about that, as to who would replace him. Fix it for everyone. But then prepare for all the hate that comes your way when in the moment that you start winning too. I mean, it's kind of already started, hasn't it? I think, for honesty, with the Premier League, the relegation strap has been more entertaining than the title race for a long time now. Arteta Deserving would be very interesting, actually. An AI. Company does seem like... One thing I am going to think... My prediction for next year is I don't think Burnley are going to do as well as people think they will next year. Scott Parker, there's your man. They probably have the same cardigan, Taylor, to be honest. That's a great pass again from Tex-Mex. As Castillo's just bombing into the box. Go on. Loads of bodies back in there. And oh, it's cleared away. Come on. Loads of space. Oh, what a strike. Very glad. Very, very glad. It was a Formula 1.5. Yeah, in it kind of ways, yeah. It's not that I don't see Burnley surviving. I just feel like a lot of people are saying that, like, they're expecting Burnley... Oh, yeah, they'll be comfortable top half. I'm just like, I just don't think that's... You have to adapt your style so much coming up to the Premier League. If Fulham played the way that we did last season in the Championship in the Premier League this year, we'd have got about 15 points. It's not that I'm saying that company's not a good enough manager to adjust their style, but they're not going to be able to play the same style of football in the Premier League next year for the most part, because they're simply not going to have the opportunity to do so. A lot of those teams that play pretty football when they come up tend to just get absolutely wrecked. A lot of the time. Fulham were one of them the previous time. Stoke City fan, thank you for the follow. And Earl Grey to Rubius. I don't know what either of those two think. Well, I've heard of Earl Grey. Maybe that, because that's the one I've heard of. I don't think they'll go down, but I think that it's going to be interesting. Also turn to Andre Schürrle. I mean, yeah, you never turn to Schürrle and Vietto. Yeah, lower league football. It's just... I feel like that... I don't know if this is actually played out in, like, with the numbers, but I do wonder if there's... Has there been an uptick in attendances at lower league football over, say, the last decade? I'd be curious if there is, and I'll be curious to know how much there is. Rex for Edinburgh. So... This is going to sound like a joke, Basil, but I promise you it's not. There's a cool pub on, I believe, Rose Street called Dirty Dick's. And I went there for lunch like, about 10 years ago, so it's probably not even there now. It was really good. Kishvarda are leading up Bayern Munich. Bayern Munich 0, Kishvarda 1. As Castillo with one of the best free kicks I've seen in ages. League 1 this year. Really? Do you yeah, I was going to say. Do you think that is more of a Wrexham thing? That's a great free kick. Non-leaguers took off. Was that because, obviously, at one point, because of the attendance rules and stuff, non-league were able to come back with attendances way sooner than league football? Yeah, I mean, you know, Fulham are pretty loaded as well. Let's be honest, every Premier League team is loaded, but some are a bit more loaded than others, I suppose. As Castillo heads it past the goalkeeper, and it's actually now 3-0. Bordeaux are beating City. Love to see it. Don't think it sounds apt. Yeah, I mean... Still open. Nice. It was probably 2012. The last time I went to Edinburgh was 2014 for my uncle's funeral, so it wasn't exactly a fun experience. Although I do remember sat in BHS with my mum because I'd gone to get a suit, and you know that movie Sunshine on Leith? They were filming one of the dance scenes across the other side of the thingy. We were just sat there watching it through the windows in BHS. to about... That's a huge uptick, though. That's sick. Camera angle, I use TV and then one notch from, you know, the two options underneath. So, like, one notch from the left on the top bar and then two notches from the right on the bottom bar. I'll show you in a second once we get back into the match. We're doing very well in the Champions League this season. Other than that random game against City. So, yeah, that's the settings I use. United 5-0. They're just going for the record. Hey, James. What? I can't believe we didn't even talk about that. We haven't even discussed the Sheffield Wednesday result against Peterborough. The fuck was that? Like, what was that game? That was like the type of game that you have like movies about. It's like an FM game. Insane. Except in FM, you're Peterborough. That's the problem. No, but the leagues aren't on view only. They're not on at all. Poor Kev. Oh, God, yeah. Easy to remember, tough to clean. It's true. No, it was a nice little... It was opposite a tobacconist, which is the only reason I actually noticed it was there. Oh, that's a good effort. What a weird effort on goal. RDF's vendetta against the woodwork is actually one of my favourite things because the man is so right. Oh, dear. Morning, Hopper. Go on, give us another one. I want a plus 30 goal difference. Oh, my God, what a save. Oh, dear. Morning, Jack. It's been very good, actually. We slapped 7 goals past Hoffenheim, remarkably, and now we have a real chance at winning the Champions League group for once. And Kishvarda are taking a draw at Bayern Munich. Both of them are already qualified for the next round, but there's a chance that Kishvarda could actually finish top half, which would be remarkable. Silva's cutting inside. He's going for it, and he smashes a fourth one in. This is easily the most confident I've ever seen us look in the Champions League groups. Greatest comeback of all time. I mean, it's very rare that you ever see a 4-0 comeback. Like, the only one that comes to mind for me is the Arsenal-Newcastle one with the Cheick goal. I can't think of another 4-0 comeback. Ever. This is season 15, Billy. Yeah, I'm really excited about the championship. When is the championship playoff final? Because I don't want to accidentally forget that it's on. Because I'm really excited about watching that for once. Sevilla are forgetting that they can't drop down to the Europa League. Is it on next Saturday? Oh, even better. That's perfect. So that I have no excuse to miss it. Feels like the sort of thing that would always be on a Sunday, but I'm happy for that. And League 2 final is Carlisle Stockport, isn't it? Which I was really happy for Stockport. And then League 1 is Wednesday. Who's the other League 1 team? Oh, Barnsley. Arsenal. Oh, yeah, Arshavin Liverpool. So weird. I remember what I was doing the day of the Arshavin Liverpool one. I don't know why I do, but I'd taken my mother to a night class. She was doing like a flower arranging course, and I'd dropped her off there in Harlow. And then I came back and I watched the Arsenal Liverpool game. And that was the game when Arshavin scored the 4 goals. I don't know why I remember that, but I do. Oh, what a pass Castillo's in again! Castillo is really killing it in this system at the moment. Oh, the Reading. Oh, was that in the League Cup? Yeah, I'm super happy for Stockport. Oh, the Mali Angola one. Wasn't that the one where that guy put like his entire student loan on Angola to win like £13 or something and then lost his entire student loan on it? I know, look at me, chat. Harv would be so proud / disappointed in me for taking an interest in football that isn't Fulham. Budapest kind of fucked it there. Took your mum to a nightclub. No. Can confirm, never taken my mum to a nightclub. A nightclub? Oh. No, this is the, hope not. No, this is the normal system, which seems to really work in Europe as Bayern now take the lead against Kishvarda. That was to be expected. Are they both going to at least be wow, they've slipped a lot. I mean, they'll still qualify. I love that. Kishvarda, PSG, Budapest. The ultimate sandwich. Healthy for all ages. Unless Kishvarda pull off a miracle. Could they actually get in there with a win? No. Even a win wouldn't get them in there. United really are going for the record, aren't they? I'll have to ask her. I've got to say, I know, you're right. I'll have to get my sister to do it. Speaking of, oh my Christ. So, you remember, I can't remember which save it was, but I had like a vague pimp outfit that I used to use as a transfer outfit. My sister randomly the other day, she'd obviously taken this picture and found a picture of me wearing the full pimp outfit that I used for that transfer stream once. Or not stream, but like the transfer video. And I'd obviously dressed up at one time. Was it Polonia? Yeah. No, I don't think it was Polonia. Polonia was, I had like the Gopnik outfit, I think. I swear I did. It might have been something before Polonia. It was whatever was, I think it was a rebuilding one before Polonia. Oh, we've actually conceded. Any video? No, it's a slight variation now, Stars. We messed around with a few little bits. If you want the newest version of the tactic, if you do exclamation mark tactics, you'll get like a download. There's actually a pack of 3 tactics in there that has this one, our league tactic, and also a mad tactic that we don't really use, but it's kind of fun. 3 p.m. on Monday. Is it a bank holiday Monday? Yeah, there's the transfer fisherman at Whitport. Obviously, I had the transfer Robin Hood outfit for Notts County. But yeah, my sister just randomly sent me this picture of me wearing the full transfer pimp outfit. Oh, go on, Navarro. Bend one. Oh, he actually did. Yeah, it had to be a bank holiday. Playoff finals always a bank holiday, isn't it? So in the UK, it's just basically another Sunday as Miggy makes it 6. We've had a 9-0, a 7-0, and a 6-1 at home in the Champions League this season. My lordy. The transfer outfits. Yeah, I should get a transfer outfit for stream. I mean, after all, I did have a fucking... Basically the equivalent of a... Like a dressing up box as a 30-year-old human. Oh god, what's this? Fuck's sake. Okay, that's it. I'm finding the picture that my sister sent me. Or did I already download it? Part of me feels like I might have gone, you know what, I'm going to show chat this. Yes, I did already download it. I think I even messaged her back being like, yep, I'm showing that to stream. Yeah, so that. There you go. The full garbs. Look at the fucking trousers. Oh, Jesus Christ. I think I look rather nice. It's not just that dissimilar to what I'm wearing right now, really. Why am I aroused? It's kind of like that time I showed chat that picture of me dressed as Pog, with her wearing the same outfit stood next to me. It's the last time I shaved myself. Shaved myself? That's the last time I shaved. Oh, dear. Gareth, thank you for the 15 months. Was it the pimp outfit? What convinced it? Oh, you'll love to see it. The Pat Butcher collection. I was dripping in drip. The lone farm is essentially a Puritan drag king. Best description ever. Pimp musketeer. Oh, a confused cosplayer cosplaying a Spanish soldier. Nobody expects the Pimp Inquisition, chat. The Simpquisition. Of all the outfits, that is one of them. Smooth testimonials. Oh. I mean, you guys made me buy a chicken costume for crying out loud. It certainly hasn't been something that hasn't leaked over into streams. I wore a tutu for a streamer showdown. Because reasons. The Sunday roast has begun. I must use it in both of them. Yeah, I wonder why. Because usually, maybe it was just because we took a little while to pick the next one, perhaps. Maybe I just carried it over. So sadly, Kijvada lose 3-1. But the fact that they even led at Bayern is fucking sensational. Sadly, Budapest at Chelsea was, yeah, that red card kind of killed them. I mean, they were already struggling. Oh, good. We don't win the Champions League group because of that. So Barcelona beat Arsenal, and that somehow makes them better than us. Spectacular. I hate that so much. We have a plus 26 goal difference. That is annoying. Also, nobody got 0 points. Wolfsburg don't qualify. Hoffenheim don't qualify. Roma don't qualify either. That's good news. Annoyingly, Portuguese sides do, sadly. Extra money. It is extra money, but it's just like, I would like for us to win the Champions League. Do you know what? The only thing that stopped us winning this, by the way, was the game against Manchester City. That one where they remembered that they were Manchester City in the middle of the game. Navarro's injured, but minor injury. Bit of extra cash. Also, I love how you basically get 1.3 million. Oh, that's for draws. So where's our money for the... Hang on. Where is the money then? How much do we get? I love how it just doesn't tell you. How much money do you get for winning it? Yeah, they're probably. I mean, to be fair, we've seen Debrecen knock out Dortmund. We saw Ferencváros actually back when they were good. Took Took 2 draws against Porto as well. So it could be done. Madder things have happened. With Rutherford teams about yeah. Oh, another link. Oh god, what's this one? That was the Bologna one. That was definitely the Bologna one. I actually don't mind that hat now. I used this same exact outfit to go to Eurovision party as well. Goldie looking chain in it. Oh dear. We have actually got more than 100 in that. We've got how many players we've got on loan now? 100. So 100. We got 140 out on loan at the moment. Devo. I bookmark stuff. So if you do Control D, Tom, or go on to any screen you like, and then you just go up to bookmarks and go add bookmark. And it will just bookmark whatever page you're on, but Control D kind of shortcuts it, and that's how you get them down there. So there's a style icon in it, yeah. Oh dear. Sick. Yellow looking card. Guns don't kill people, chat. Curtains do. Careful with that shirt. Shut up. Shut your face. I'm being stylish now, actually, chat. This is what all the stylish gentlemen are wearing. Jamie, thank you very much for the follow. I still haven't done that lookup. I'm so sorry, ugly guy. Let me sort that out now. Right. Hossu, that's the guy that's clapping all those goals of United, isn't he? Oldest player in the database. This is a fascinating test, actually. So, to make it easier for the game, let me just... Well, that's helped. Says no one that's 42. No one that's 41. Hey, Amanda! No one that's 40. Wait, hang on. Have I got this set to... No, that's every player. Shit. Let me just clear this. Make sure it's actually got completely cleared. 39? 7 guys are 39. Okay. No 40-year-olds. So there's Schuberich here. Teddy Bartouche, which is a spectacular name. Plays for... I thought it said AS Pussy then. We've got Denis Sadovsky, who's actually got a cap. Nordin Yakas, who's a name I recognise vaguely as well. Oh, you're true. Yeah, these are all real players as well. It does feel... Why is it that Regens retired so much earlier? Like, surely their natural... Wow, how is he still playing at 39 with that natural fitness? And then obviously Marco Passado are down there too, who is... Actually still has another year left on his deal. He will be 40 when he retires. Potentially. National managers. So, the best time to do that is after the Euros. But that was the last year. So maybe there is actually better managers now. Last time we looked, there wasn't a lot of great ones yet. Aitor Karanka, actually, as Albania manager, is pretty cool. Oh, is he retiring as well? Avram Vokoskian. Adi Huta. Unpronounceable first name. Novinsky. Walter Vranken. Mladen Kristanic. We haven't quite reached the stage of like the random one. Thomas Frank is Denmark manager. I kind of that makes sense. Jesse Marsh is England manager. That makes no sense. So welcome to this reality chat. Not one I want to stay for very long. Dali Savage. Philip Koku is Finland manager. Gerald Batical, who is the Angers manager, is the France manager. Okay, that's surprising. Stefan Leitl is the German coach, formerly of Hanover. Okay. It gets fun when you start getting the real players retiring and becoming managers, as Robbie Nielsen is the Greece manager, formerly of Hearts. Hungary manager is Callum Davidson, who is the former Greece manager and is the current St Johnstone manager, is now the... What the fuck? That's weird. Nuno is manager of Ireland. Slaven Bilic is manager of Israel. Inzaghi, Italy. Could see that. Felix Beadle. Shout, Beadle's about. Andrea Pirlo is Montenegro manager. Mick Beale is Northern Ireland manager, which means that that's the annoying thing about that, right? Because Henning Berg only lasted 2 years. What's he up to these days? He's the Wales manager. Of course he fucking is. He was the one responsible for Kishvarda being rubbish for a season. Jurgen Klopp is Portugal manager, and he's 69 years old as well. Nice. Van Bronckhorst is now at Romania. Vincenzo Montella is Scotland manager. Totally down for that. Riera. I reckon. Didn't he play for Liverpool? Yeah. No, I recognise that name. Postecoglou. Ange Postecoglou is Spain manager. That's a turn up for the books. 14 years at Celtic and thought, you know what? Fancy a time in Spain. What a superb surname. Mattia Crocchitorti. I care not about him, but his name is wonderful. Shevchenko is now Turkey manager, of course. Emre, oh, nice. And then Henningberg, of course. There we go. Lovely old job. And, oh, Tamas Conch. Yeah, he's still there, and it's unfortunately still worth a lot of money. Who is Netherlands manager? I don't remember, actually. I feel like we must have seen it, right? Soaking up the sun, indeed. Yeah, he's getting under 20 caps now. Norwegian guy. Which guy? Was it Ronnie Dahlia? Oh, wow. Who's Brazil manager? I bet you it's someone random. It was like Neymar on another one of my saves. It's Wagner Mancini. Just while we're here, in case there's any other strange ones. Mateus Almeida. I do like him. He always does really well for clubs on my Career Resurrection videos. He's always managing a random Premier League side and absolutely killing it with them. Janos Satmari, I think he's still knocking about. Yeah, he's at Freiburg now. Like, that's genuinely impressive. He's got 21 caps and is at Freiburg. We loaned him to Debrecen for many years, and then he went to the Bundesliga on a free transfer. What a way to finish your career. That's remarkable. Oh, is it? Yeah, you're right. It was Bok. That's what it was, because we noticed him there when we were looking for their players, wasn't it? What does the A stand for? The A stands for nothing. It literally stands for nothing. I can't remember why we gave him that. Never. I don't pay attention to things, chat. You should know this by now. This is why I have you. Right, Rotherham. League One Rotherham. Let me find an old boy so we can see if they've been there for ages. Oh, Christ. Why is it they're older players and never that? Ben Knight! No way! We had him at Treaty. Holy shit. We can totally see the last 12 years of Rotherham now. Which have been about as you'd expect. A couple of years in the Championship. Actually, no, to be fair, that's a really good little run for Rotherham. That's like 6 straight seasons in the Championship. They've spent way more time in the Championship than they have in League One. Our record sale, I think, actually is the most recent sale. Imagine if our recent... Hang on, who is our record sale now? I think about it. Records... Oh, it's Abdul Nabi. The record sale is Abdul Nabi to Manchester City. And he's doing very well still, annoyingly. Can I pick the next save? It depends. What are we choosing between? I'm bitter about this. The only thing is we could have kept him if I'd known about the whole 18 months explore my options nonsense before. So now if we just don't let them get to that window, we're absolutely fine. I've not had a player do the explore options thing before that. Wages compared to other Champions League clubs. There is a way of finding out, actually. I think, unless the screen's broken. 17th per annum. We're spending 83 million per year. But 17th is not bad when you think of all these other clubs that are spending more than us. Including Chelsea, who we beat in the final last year, spending double. Exploring their options thing. It's that thing that they do where... So basically, you know the thing when the players come to you and say, I'm going to explore my options, and it basically means that I'm going to leave on a free and there's nothing you can do about it, essentially. So sell me or don't. Or sell me or I'm going for free. Most of the time, that meeting goes fine and you can convince them out of it just by using the thing about ambition. However, if you get multiple of those on the same day, for some reason, one of them will always fail, which is what's happened to us. But it always seems to happen now 18 months before their contract expires. So it'll be the January of the season before. So as long as you don't let their contract get to within 18 months of expiring and it's a key player, it should not happen, as far as I'm aware. It hasn't happened to us since we started doing that, basically. And bear in mind, because it was a lot worse at the start of the game cycle, because I actually had a player demand to explore their options 1 year into a 5-year contract. Because obviously you wouldn't think to give a player a new contract 1 year into a 5-year deal, obviously, would you? Because, it's the whole point of a contract. Ooh, yes. It's the Diagni brothers. And yes, I'll be checking if they're brothers. Remarkably, they're not. Damn it. So can other clubs. Yeah. And unfortunately, when you have a rep like we often do, you basically can't. get them. Oh, speaking of rep, well, let's try and get Gacic again. Because we haven't had an update to say that Chelsea have signed him. So let's just see what that's going on. Hey, Viva. See, look, he's still under a bid from Chelsea. It must be that the same thing happens to them. But for some reason, I don't understand that. We're not allowed to talk to him, but Chelsea are. That's just irritating as hell. Because I know that we're going to miss out on it because of it, which is very disappointing. Molfevar with a good draw. That'll probably be enough to get them through. Debrecen with a draw away at Rangers is very solid. And Farish with a 4-0 hammering of Starbeck. Does that get them top 8, maybe? It does! Oh, hang on. Oh, have they screwed someone here? So because they drew against Villarreal, that got them through. Although, was their goal difference? But nope, literally. Under a fair system, Monaco would have qualified there. But there you go. Prem TV next save. I have no idea, mate, honestly. Like, I'm terrible at save recommendations because I don't know what people are looking for specifically. And I don't play Premier League saves, so I have no clue. Draws count as a tiebreaker? No. So basically the type... In your save, if you start a new save now, this will not apply to you. In your current save, it will just be head-to-head. Sorry, it will be goal difference, which is totally fair. In my save, because this save was made right at the start of the game cycle, it does it on head-to-head. The problem being, you don't play against most of the teams. So it means that the head-to-head will get done based on teams you don't play against. So for example, here, Monaco are punished because they didn't play against any of the other sides. Whereas in a real fair system, they would have got 8th. We've actually lost European places because of it in the past. But there we go. So, annoyingly, these two are both bottom half. Oh, no, they're not. Debrecen sneak into the top half. And Molfevar in 20th. General chat the Discord. Oh. I'm off. I'm on my way. I'm vibing. Oh, fuck yes. He did it. He only went and fucking done it. Right, hang on. Opening browser. So, chat, do you remember I was saying that Gaffer in, I'll try and get him in here in a minute. In Discord was doing the same save as us. He's only gone and fucking done it. Number 1. Bastard's only gone and done it. Which means it is possible. He's overtaken England, has won the save. He's actually done it. Which proves it can be done. That's amazing. I'm so happy for that. That's because it proves that it can be. Look at that, a 26-point season there. What season is he in? Yeah, but we've got time to get that amount of seasons done, I think. So it's possible. Roofs is better. It kind of has pros and cons. But no, I'm no bastard. No, but you are. Congratulations, my friend. That's amazing. There he is. Here's the man himself, Gaffer. Well done. That's amazing. Damn. It is possible. How are the coefficients? Good question. We will check our own. Let's see. We've got 14 points. And somehow still 5th. 14.2 before the knockouts is very good. That's really nice. Plus, it keeps Germany nice and muddied. And also Portugal, damn it, they're getting loads. How do they do that? They must have had some teams do really well in the other competitions. We're closing the gap on Portugal. But 14 is really good. When you look at last year, we only got 16 in total. And that was with winning the Champions League. And this, I think, is all 7 sides have qualified for the next round. Which is really important. No, that's with one team. He was managing MTK, just like me. It's the same save file, if I recall, isn't it, Gaff?
Here's a fun fact.
So we've got Haladash there in 4th. They're through. We've got Ferencváros through there. We've got Debrecen through top half. Molfevar through bottom half. And then in this one, we've got Újpest through in 19th, Kisvárda through in 17th, and us through in 2nd. So all 7 sides have qualified, which is the first time I think we've had all 7 through. Leandro Ferreira, thank you very much for the follow. Yeah, I think Gaffo's the true king. Having 9 teams almost coffee. 9 teams. Yeah, so he was the exact same. Oh, so it was the exact save file as well. That's kind of sick. Wasn't just the same database. Same seed and everything. Yeah, curious. How many other Hungarian sides have won competitions for you, Gaff? And when was the first one? I'm kind of sort of using it as a benchmark. Best Broxford's in the loan. He's rejected the contract offer from Chelsea. But that means that he was considering the contract offer from Chelsea. It's all very weird. It's so very strange. Like, he's leaving on a free and he won't talk to anyone yet. Best prop, it's an easy question. We actually have a player who's now 4-star CA in the loan farm. Haris Živkovic is now 4-star current ability in the loan farm. He's got 18 in 20 for Haladash this season. He is remarkable. 17 in 28 for Bosnia. He's a worldie. He's an absolute worldie. And I'm so happy that he's out on loan. Just killing it for these guys. And I think he's part of the reason that Haladash are going to continue to do mad things in Europe. Bringing it back. Nope. He does so much more for this save playing for them than he ever could for us. Put it this way. We've won 2 of the last 3 Champions Leagues without having players like him in our team. So the effect that he has on a team like Haladash is vast compared to what you'd have here. Moved up. He probably should because he's good enough in it. But yeah, I mean, we've also got the likes of Edvaldo, Haladash too. Haladash have got so many of these prospects. It's ridiculous. They've got Gonzalez on the left side. They've got Salah on the right side. In a few years, they're going to be monstrous just because they've got all these players. Giddy as well is on loan at Újpest. Mihal has been phenomenal. 24-35. Wow. That's actually... We're lagging behind. Yeah, we need big fish, little ponds, exactly. Till the final month of... I'm just going to keep pestering him. My hope is that maybe Benfica will go for like a £10 million deal or something. If we can. Because I'm happy to pay them 10 million for him. I get the feeling that... Oh, damn. Lifting weights. Jesus Christ, buddy. Like, get a spotter or something. Off you go. Could do a job in the championship. He absolutely could, but he's doing a job at Haladash right now. He wouldn't be doing a job for us because he wouldn't be starting for us. He would be our second choice striker, which is a waste of his abilities. Whereas right now, he's very much not being wasted. Right, let's get... Like, what makes his save work is by being able to keep those players out on those loans. And he's still got like 4 years left on his contract, which means that he will be staying out there for the foreseeable future. Well, yeah, that's the thing. And the problem is they never seem to qualify for it. Or do you want to... Oh, really? So that's interesting. So you sort of in your save had the other Hungarian sides doing really well before you were doing as well, but we've kind of just gone the other way. So now Inter are trying to buy it. I'll be really annoyed if he accepts one of these deals. Hey, Leon. Not getting more loan. We've barely got any loanees. A couple new guys joined us and have now gone out on loan as well. 11 in total, and we've got none. How many finals, Gaffer? I'm curious, because I'm trying to see what like sort of percentage of final wins you've had. I know that's quite a lot of data to get. Because so far, we've had 6 finals in total. 3 for us, and then 3 for the others. We've lost 1, 1, 2, and they've lost all 3, remarkably. Okay, Pushkas are still lagging behind at the moment, but at least their Honvid have absolutely shat the bed. Activation big. Yes, I would like to see that. That's part of the flavor events that I want to see in the game. Fully agree. Nugent Hoyt. Oh, yeah, loads. In fact, we've actually brought Emmett back as a coach now. Rejected it. I'll just keep offering it, just so we keep him in our radar. Bit of that. Honvid, yeah, they've not been the same since that one random season in Europe. They really have been struggling. Random mentoring there. Oh, as for the youth intake preview, which we will be getting today, probably.
You know if there's a train coming anytime soon? Oh, yes, very soon.
It's a 2-star, which is not awful, but I think this is still remnants of the Todd situation. But we do have a B-rated winger in it, apparently. And a C-rated striker, which... Bear in mind, Zoltan was a C-rated player, allegedly. Victor Hippo, thank you for the follow. 6th year and 5th next. Nice. That's pretty good, though. Yeah, a B player for us could be potentially 4 stars. If it's 4 stars, I'm super happy. Hope he's still there. Well, that's as long as we can get him. Because think about it, we could make so much money. If we sign Gacic, we can flip Portier in the summer for like 90 million quid. And it would just pay for our entire summer. Who is the Hoyd? We're going Hoydless for a little while. We're testing some stuff out where we have no Hoyd at all. And just assign it to a coach. And just let it happen. We've got a little bit of a break now, haven't we, before any more shenanigans. Not doing that. I'm going to play... Who do I want to... we'll put Carpi in for a little bit. I believe it would be the Hoy... the Doff taking over, yes. So it's just worth a go, right? Ah, shit. I was not supposed to... Oh, well. Wasn't actually going to send that one, but oh well. I keep forgetting we don't need to make quite as much progress as we did during that one stream. Is it true now? Not having any physio seems to reduce the number of injuries you get. God, that is mad, isn't it? I'd love to do some tests, like long-term tests with that. 5-1, nice. You see, this is the sort of below average, and there's a nearly 5-star player in it. Also, James, I've got to ask, Henry Waya Wajame here, New Caledonian nationality. I am so unbelievably jealous of that. Inconclusive. Yeah, it's probably just apocryphal, but at this point I'm willing to give it a go, right? Work well in the game. Hang on. Does building a nation functionally work well in the game? Can you see no improvement in the nation the better you do at the club level? No. None of that applies to it at all. Which is luckily because I don't care about that for this save. But if you're doing a save where you're trying to make the national team good, then good luck. Because unfortunately the youth level stuff just doesn't. It does change, but only if you've got like 200 years to commit to a save. Which at that point is kind of pointless, right? So sadly, no. It basically makes no difference from what I've seen. I'd be willing to bet that the youth level of Hungary in this save has gone up by maybe 1 point. If that. Not that that's what we're trying to do, but if you were, then I would be very surprised. Halash with a big win over Ferencváros there, actually. I could do with a few more seasons of Ferencváros being in the lower competitions. They clearly needed it. But we do kind of need Molfehevar to get their act together. Good one for Debrecen as well, though. Those who play 3 seasons, yeah. It's multiple 5-star players in every... Most of them are meh because his squad is meh. Yeah, but remember, our squad is very much not meh. Our squad is about as... I mean, our squad is a Champions League winning side now, and so if we get any player that's like 4-star potential in our... Like, put it this way, if they're 4-star potential in our youth intake, that's the kind of player that if it was someone else's youth intake, I would be scouting, which is... would mean they'd be ridiculously good. Yeah, how did you get the New Caledonian? That's amazing. Like, was he born in New Caledonia? I suppose he must be. That's so awesome. Just the no... Yeah, maybe the game just handles no member of staff in that spot kind of weirdly. Gadget snubs Inter. What is bro doing? I just don't understand what he's doing here. I mean, I'm fine with it, but it's just kind of odd that he's making everyone wait so long. I'm not going to let it go, though. I'm going to keep pressuring him to try and sign for us. My hope is that maybe eventually the value on him will become so low. Now then. Not for that price, obviously. Which is 37 million. But a little bit more. We were thinking about moving Labros on, given some of the other players we've got joining us. And how long has he got left on his contract? So he's going to be coming up to that... Let me offer them 30 here. I don't think we get away with that. From knowing what I know from how these negotiations work, I don't think we'll be able to get away with doubling it. But if I could get 51 million, I'd probably take it. Given that I don't think we're going to get paid any more. It's 30 up front, 15 in installments, league appearances which we'll get, and a profit clause. £51 million. Now, bear in mind, if there's other clubs interested, we could still start a bidding war, potentially. Like, 51 million would be pretty good to tide us over. Bear in mind, we paid 12. Yeah, we offer him out. Because we were trying to sell him in the summer, and the money has got a little bit tight again, and we've got so many other players joining us. They might have gone for it a little bit more, yeah. But the thing is, the last thing I wanted was for them to just drop the deal, because they wouldn't have come back. Given that this is clearly the last day of their window. Is he wanted by anyone else? No. Well, not that we can't drum up interest, but... 5 million. Careful, Matt. We'll try 55. Add-ons as well. Yeah. We've got so many players joining us in the summer that we just need to free up a bit of room. It's not like he's a homegrown player or anything like that. He's a great player and has been excellent for us over time, but we've got other players that I would want to give a bit more game time to now that I feel like he's kind of getting in the way of. And apparently one more game for Rivadavia and they owe us another nearly 5 million quid. Yeah, 50k of wages off the bill. Wait. Yeah, no shit. PSG are like, hey, how about half that? I think we do that. It's good profit. He'll be worth 200 million now he's joined Bayern because that's just how the game is, but... Actually, I'm kind of curious now. Oh. Okay, interesting. But when you consider that we bought him for £11 million, he's had a solid run here, and we flip him for 45, closing in on 50 when we get those extra clauses in. And most importantly, it sorts out our financial damage, because we were just starting to struggle again now, and that just really helps us keep the finances afloat. We need to be making a couple of these sales every single season, and that's why I brought in those free transfers, though. Bainbridge and Ingram are going to be worth like 30, 40 million pounds each when they join us, and they're a little bit older, like Bainbridge is 29. So if we could get him for one season and flip him for 20 million even, it's a great result. Well, the thing is, with us, that money can go down very, very quickly because of our wage bill is £83 million a year. So that right there is just our wage bill for one season. And in addition, if we let the money drop too low, the board might start selling our players out from underneath us. They haven't done that yet when we've been on secure, but you know, you just don't know. I am sad to lose him for that. I was hoping we could have got a bit more, but with how rare we get bids on our players now, because we're so good, they don't tend to bother us with the bids anymore. You have to take what you can get sometimes. Was that another contract just being offered to Gacic, or was that them rejecting me? Okay, it's them rejecting me. That's fine. How many goals has this guy got this season? 21. Oh. Although, admittedly, 11 of those have been in Europe, so that's ridiculous. So, Grönstad, aha. These guys are still...
you came in summer.
You can drop off. But these two I'm going to send to Gonzalo for a little looky look. But this is the latest report. So this is the Gonzalo report. Lucas, 22, Reese, and Heyha. Thank you very much for the follows, guys. That's very kind of you. Erling Grönstad. Okay. So Sigris reckons he doesn't have the pure 5-star potential. So I think this now comes down to, firstly, 17. So great mentals for 17. Solid physicals, don't like the acceleration. Good on both feet. Technically he's okay. His finishing is fine. Dribbling's not great. Does have orange injury prone. Not too concerned about that. It's red, the ones I actually care about. It comes down to how much it would cost. Obviously, that is useless. We want to find out how much they actually want. Yeah, I feel like he's the kind of guy that could do a lot of business in the loan farm, right? That's the other thing. My crippling addiction to expensive Belgians has cost us lately, yes. Although, cost us more in the past. It seems to work quite well, doesn't it, Clayton? I think it's the best scouting method I've got currently. Let's start at 2. But if they want like 5... Oh, hang on. 2.5. I'll give you 2.5. 2.5 is fine. Hey, Aiden. What you've mostly missed is all the Hungarian sides are through. All 7 are through. We clapped Hoffenheim 7-0 and then Sevilla 6-1 in our final 2 matches. So we come second in the Champions League. We had a better goal difference than the team that won it, but because they played against another side, that means they get to win because reasons. Oh, we were going to try the declare interest in Gacic, weren't we? Oh, he even wants the loan. This, for me, I feel like does seem to drum up more interest in the player. For whatever reason, I love it when they request that. Oh, only 2 years. Okay. So, 11k, which means if I can offer him like 12 there, then a relegation release clause. Imagine if there was like a glitch one time where the relegation release clause meant that if they were on loan and they got relegated, they were like free. That's the sort of thing I could totally see happening. Transfer stories leak. Oh, that's the Gacic one. Okay, let's try this then. Declare interest as top target. Cool. Hey, Divkush, how's it going, man? Right. Experienced international. The deal would leave Benfica in a situation. Okay, cool. End up being £9.75 million. That's interesting information. Gacic is desperate to make the move happen. Is prepared to do whatever it takes in order to seal the deal. Hi, Matt, SYC News. I'd like to call bullshit on that on account of the whole him literally not wanting to talk to us currently. The other Hungarian draws I don't think happen yet. Unless something's changed. It's interesting how it says 9.75 million, or is that just because of what I'm bidding? Maybe they don't want 10 million. They only want 9.75 million. So let's respond. That'll like butter him up a little bit. Okay. PSG's... Wow, look at that. Within like 10 minutes, bro was like, nope, not having PSG. Right, okay, so now you've just said that you want to join us. So now... Oh, no, of course, because we're still on the bid, aren't we? Starting more games. What was your regular starter? What are you getting currently? Probably not that, right? Fringe player. Ooh, yeah. I feel for you, actually, buddy. I was hoping we could sell you. But that's fine. So my plan here is either he takes a lower squad status, or that's fine. Plan was basically either lower squad status, loan, which would be unlikely because he's 28 and he probably wouldn't go to any of the clubs we want him to, or just sell him. Because that's why we signed him in the first place, was to flip him anyway. If we should play to endorse the move too, right. But we'd have to find the right player. Which would have to be a Serbian. So let me talk to... No, Milanovic isn't high enough in the... Don't you need a player from their same country to endorse the move? Or does it not work like that? Let me just ask Montiel. Yeah. I wish I could... Can I unclick that? Here we go. I don't think we have a high enough... Ask Jarge. Let's see what I can speak to Big Jarge about. Yeah, dressing room atmosphere. I don't think I have a high enough ranking Serb. No, Milovanovic is an other player, and I can't actually discuss it with him. And I think he's the only guy that would be fitting into that position. Yeah. This is why it always pays to have a big Serbian centre-back. I'm telling you. Right. I think the squad I'm fine with. Although, actually, we're going to have spaces now, aren't we? Which means Blaze can now come in, which is what I wanted anyway. Carp's already there. Valenzuela? Can he come in too? Yep. I love having this. That's fine then. Former Benfica lads. I don't think we've got any former Benfica lads because I feel like we wouldn't have been able to afford to buy players from Benfica. We normally sell players to Benfica rather than buy them. That's generally been our vibe thus far. Who's the top assister for Zuniga? Pereira, lovely stuff. Auntie Pretzel. Ah, shit. Oh, we don't need to. I was on 21. Oh, well. You're right. I should have done that, but oh, well. It'd be cool, actually, if the game did tell you that mid-season. I feel like that's the thing that the game should, like, alert you to. That these players, like, when on that screen, not with, like, a random thing like this after the draw, after the squad thing. It'd be nice if it actually alerted you to it in that screen. Just little stuff like that would be lovely little quality of life updates. We got Siander Bush. Is he inviting me somewhere? I feel like he's like, see you in the bush. Totally fine. Don't know what he's doing in the bush, but we'll find out. Okay, so they're still not taking that, but now I'm in this bit where I should be able to talk to him. Man's desperate to make the move. Isn't willing to talk to us. Good. Totally fine. Let's offer them the exact amount. Ah, dear. Do you know how this is going to end, by the way? Which is with him moving to PSG at random. At one point. He'll just, like, in the middle of March, he'll just be like, today I feel Paris Saint-Germain. How is Bacic? Sorry, what do you mean? Also, we don't seem to have been anywhere near as affected by AFCON as we were in other years. Coming along. Well, I mean, he's 29, so he's not going to get any better than he currently is. He's just ridiculous. Luckily. Another goalkeeper. We have, like, one good keeper. Ezekiel, like, pipe down. Ooh. Oh, it's Carl Nari. Wait, hang on. What? Oh, turns out Carl Nari is back in South Africa. I'm still annoyed that he abandoned his roots and decided to become South African instead of staying as Namibian. Navarro promise reminder. Well, all right, fine. Hang on, what window? It's the 5th of February, you melon. I mean, I'll offer him out. Transfer value is 95 million. If someone gives me 95 million on the spot, this will at least complete the promise, right? He can't complain about it. So at least I should probably offer him out. Been rejected. One of these days, I'm just hoping that it will randomly accept. But for now, I think we're just going to do that every single time. Serigon, Hossam gone. True. Dala is... Yeah, that might be it, actually. In a way, that's kind of benefited us because we used to lose quite a lot of our defense, especially to AFCON every single year. Fabrizio Romano in the game. I don't know. You'd think he would be, wouldn't you? But I don't think he is. So I've offered Navarro out. No one's interested. Believe it or not, no one has randomly 95 million to drop on him at the moment. Can't imagine why. Liverpool only willing to pay about 37 million. Well, then no. Like, but that's fine. The promise wasn't that you'd get a hang on, what was the promise? Let me just see. Feels more effort needs to be made to sell him. I'll tell you what, mate. I'll make you a deal. Since you're so desperate, I will offer you out for 85 million. I will drop the price tag by 10 whole million pounds. Get Doff to scout for 3 matches. Scout what? Oh, we're getting Goodstad. 0 Premier League scores? Probably, yeah. Ooh, okay. You know what? I think that's a good deal. Dev list. I think it's too late to get him out to... Oh, no, it's not too late. What am I talking about? He'll definitely get a loan. He won't get it straight away, but he'll get it. Skinner, because a lot of viruses going around. Actually, yeah, anyone want to bet on which club bids on him? So no one wants him now, and then the moment I click on him, suddenly he's now wanted by Pekshi, Mezhkovezd, and Szeged. Seems. I don't know why I always instinctively offer them back to Hungary again here when I know that that's the only clubs that are going to bid on them anyway. Maritzburg United. Do a bit of you. Nux John Crew. I mean, I wonder if he has like a next something in his name. Not his name, but on like here. The next Joysten Flow. Norwegians, help me out. Is that a good thing or a bad thing? Similar type of player to Bobby Tree, which is always saying something. I mean, if he's going to be a similar type of player to Bobby, then that intrigues me. Because Bobby is phenomenal. I actually feel a bit bad for Bobby that hasn't played as much football this season. That being said, I think he's still got a really good goal record. In fact, while we're here, might as well... not Blazer offer the remainders of the loan. Well, we have so few players left that even need loans. That's how little our loan farm... Not little the loan farms so... What's going to peck you? You know what, mate? I'll let you go to anyone you like, but I'd prefer that you didn't. Ooh, data from Gaffer. 50 caps for Norway is fairly solid. But for Sheffield of the... Oh, okay. Not a name I'm super familiar with. Measure has been removed. That's fine. Transfer deadline for us. That's cool too. So we're talking like early 90s sort of time. Shanghai Port. No, that's not happening. Transfer story leaked. I mean, why does it keep saying that? As if like we were aware. Lopez? You know what, buddy? Fuck it. Cavalcante? With these guys, I'm like, just get them alone at that point. Oh, yes. Pretzel to Ferenc Varos. Now we're talking. Kevin Griffiths to Kekschmidt. Fuck it, why not? Nothing for Park. Deadline day meeting. Okay. I think Kevin, I was thinking he might get some first team football for us this season because he didn't get a loan in the last window. And I thought, screw it, we'll just bring him up. But actually now, if he goes to Kekschmidt, that could be pretty solid. So the Gatso. Oh, right. Okay. Damn. So that's a lot of wins. Actually, one thing that really surprises me about this data is that you've had more teams appear in Europa League finals than Conference League finals. But I suppose there's more teams in the Europa League after a certain point, so there's just more chance of it happening, I guess. It looks like things really stepped up for you once you hit like 2040 or like 2039. That Ferenc Varos one seems like a bit of an outlier, but the moment you hit like 2040 is like all those players that you've been scouting and like what we've been doing, we're now suddenly coming into their like peaks as being like 25, 26 years old and still out on loan. People like Zivkovic, and that's what carried those teams to all that success. It feels like we're ready to burst. A slice of cake. 2 slices? No, he's on a slice and a half. Doesn't want to push the boat out too far. Right. I might actually start Jurin up top with Bobby Tree for this one, just to give him a bit of a run. And we'll do... I want to do a bit more Carp if he's available. I like giving Carp more football if we can in games like this. It's just quite a team they've got built up here. They've got Yanishevic in here, Kurilic is ours too, Kanyamar's there, Yanchev, Mohar, Alaku, Nando and Hardy up top as well. That's a great strike force. Other leagues are just buy old players. Yeah, that's the thing. Once they start retiring, I think that's where we're really going to make that next step. So, I need a Wii, which means it is, of course, everyone's favourite time. It's the Wiz Quiz, which this time is 2 Mid-Journey ones because I really took ages for Mid-Journey to work today. So, we're going to jump over to this. I'm going to Wii, and you're going to tell me what team this is.
this isn't where I park my car.
Okay, so slightly more difficult one for you today, I feel like that one, because the colours was what really threw people, but I know one of you at least has got it correct. The correct answer was Freiburg. I don't know where it got all the red from, because I tried two different versions. The first one I typed in Freiburg Football Club, and then I did it, and I thought, oh, maybe it's because I've typed it in wrong. Second time I did SC Freiburg, still made it red. So, yeah, it was Freiburg. So whoever got Freiburg first, you are correct, my friend. Ah, Funny Guy is here. It's about bloody time. Joke, please. Thank you for the follow. Lazy Vape, thank you for the follow. That was me as well at one point. Havanazos, thank you very much for the follow as well. And Captain of Algeria, interesting pick. Let's go. Star, thank you for the follow. Wow, all the follows all of a sudden. Did we get raided or something? Oh, club colours. Oh, I see. I actually haven't seen a... Oh, and Diosi as well with the follow. And British Bilbo with the follow. Did we get raided while I was weeing, chat?
Very soon.
Like, I'm actually genuinely asking now. Oh, no, that was bizarre. It's just so many follows all at the same time. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, everyone. That's just... Oh, hang on. Wait, sorry, chat. Can opening ASMR. Nearly forgot. Algeria's captain is... I love this. This is Abdesalam Hamouchi, who is actually one of our players, technically. He's joining... who is he joining? Oh, he's joining Kexmet. So yeah, this is a guy... The Algerian captain is one of our guys. On loan at Kexmet for the last 8 years. Oh, thank you, Star. That's very kind, man. Drag up... I don't know. I'd have to shave my beard, Mr. Progger. I don't know if I want to do that yet. I feel like it would explain too many double chins. Hamouche. That actually is so much better. I'm very glad I know that information now. Hamouche. I think it's because I read that like a French name. Hamouche. Which is the sound he makes as he flies past you with his 12 pace. Oh. BNR, thank you for the follow as well. But that's really cool to see that Abdesalam Hamouche is the club captain. Very big jumping reach on this gentleman. How much did we pay? None. But he's been an absolute stalwart. In fact, he might, not only that, might even play against us in the next game. Oh, I was hoping he'd be in their starting lineup. Whoosh from the Hamouche. Yes, exactly. So, chat, speaking of, it seems that word of the Octo Trek, or more specifically the 5-star Trek, has spread far and wide because, naturally, when I went for a wee on that, I checked my phone because I just do that sometimes because I'm a normal human being, right? And I noticed I was tagged in a tweet thread because someone was complaining at Luke, Mega Luke that is, about like reloading and all kind of nonsense, basically saying that you couldn't play more than one playmaker in a team, and if you were, then you were clearly reloading. So then RDF pipes up and he's like, I see a second yellow card stream with 5 Treks all the time. What are you talking about? Chat, the movement is getting there. The Cinco Treco is moving forward at great speed. So if you do get a chance, please proselytize the good word of the Octo Trek and Cinco Treco. It works. It just works. Skin's nice too. Yeah, it's all that moisturizer I've been using. No. It's SAS 23. Although what I will say is I think my skin actually has been looking ridiculously good lately. I've been really going hard on the proper moisturizing and exfoliation regime, and it seems to be really working now. Don't like the percentages at the bottom. I don't know what to tell you. Like, don't use them then. We played the Octo Trek in the league once. It did not go well. I think we lost like 5-3 to Debrecen. Downloading Nivea. Reloading Nivea. Maybe 2 playmakers is just wrong. I used to do that, Dan, back in the day, because I would edit on my laptop. And it wasn't great. I eventually got to the point where it was so inconsistent that I'd actually upload my save to Google Drive and then download it onto my laptop instead of using the Steam thingy. But yeah, the percentages are a holdover from the previous game, but I like them because they're more accurate than a heart that doesn't tell you information. That's the reason I use them. Rix, thank you for the follow. I don't think you actually have to keep them. 10 playmaker. So unfortunately you can't have 10 playmakers. You can only have a maximum of you can have 8 Treks. We've got a system that we use in like cup games against non-league sides where we have like 8 Treks and then a Segunda Volante with a Libero and then a sweeper keeper behind him. Yeah, it's because obviously they're not supposed to be in the game. Could have 2 DLPs in the DM for balance. Balance? My friend, I'm not looking for balance. I'm looking for inequality in tactics. Well, that's sick, James. Hopefully you get something out of that. The Ganch is a kind of playmaker. Yeah, no, it is. But it's not a Trek, though. And that's the problem. Its biggest downfall is that it isn't a Trequartista. Holy shitting balls. Gaffer with the 10 gifted. We're supposed to be celebrating you, not the other way around. Holy shit. Gaffer, thank you very much for the 10 gifted subs. That's ridiculous. And please, anyone that did just get one of those remarkable things from Gaffer, please do be thanking him. That's so nice of you, man. You've been far too kind to me lately. And I'm very, very, very grateful. That's just so damn nice. No, it was basically someone was complaining at Luke. Basically, they were implying that he was reloading his videos because he happened to play a tactic that this person couldn't really get to work. And it's almost like he does this as a job, but also maybe he just found a system that works for the right players. I don't know, Sully. We just used it for the memes because we were basically making a system where every role was attacking, i.e. had an attacking duty. Chris Meadham, thank you very much for the prime as well on top of that. It'll come through eventually when all of these 10 gifted that are, for some reason are coming through individually expire. I don't know why it randomly does that. Only seems to do it when Gaffer gift subs, I feel like. It's like your broken Twitch, but I am so grateful, seriously. 3 up in 30 minutes is pretty good from us, actually. Although, I want to see During get a couple of goals today. That would help. I don't mind a bit of Kekschmidt. We didn't really do a lot. The biggest change we made, in fact, the only thing that really we changed pre-game was to make Hungary a developed nation rather than a developing nation or whatever it was, because for some reason the game considers them not to be a developed nation. It's just like, I'm sorry. What was it that there was a good comparison where it was like the game considers Hungary to be on the same level as another nation, which is objectively just nonsense. So that's the one thing we did change. But to go alongside that, we also made it harder by forcing teams in our league to be able to play their lone players against us. So it kind of balances out. Big respect to Gaffer, yeah. Oh, I didn't even see that. Coop, thank you very much for the prime. That's so nice of you, man. Was Hardy just... What was the defending there, by the way? As FX Hardy coming back to bite us. What do I do now? I mean, that is the question. I don't know. I've never actually completed a building a nation. So if I ever manage to do that, I will let you know. Or actually, when you figure it out, you let me know. How about that? But no, seriously, that's so damn nice of you, man. Best way to set up a glory. I would not know. I've never done one. Get Hungary to last in the rankings. It'd be more interesting if you did it with try to get England as low in the rankings as possible. I just don't know how you'd even go about doing that. Get you off there. Destroy a nation. Yeah, I don't know why FM does that. There's a few things. I think it's just because FM's not really expecting you to do the sort of things you're doing. But then again, it would still affect you negatively, even if you were playing a normal save. So that's what I don't fully understand about that. Hold it after you retire. Oh, God, yeah. The worst thing about any save where you do long term is when you go to the future a little bit after you've finished it and then see the devastation when the AI sells your entire team to Barcelona in the first summer, no matter how good you were. Yeah, so Trinidad and Tobago, American Samoa, and Hungary are apparently the same level of developed, according to the FM, and that's why we felt that it was just complete nonsense. And I'll always say in any situation, if the change you want to make you feel like it's going to make the save more fun for you, then you are doing the right thing. That's a great... Finally moved to third. Really? It's still only third on the... God damn it, that's mental. Unsettling seems to destroy destination. I guess you could try that. You just try and unsettle their entire squads by declaring interest in every single player. Oh, developed. Oh, so that's even worse. Trinidad and Tobago being more developed than Hungary and Brazil is utterly ridiculous. I don't even know what metric they're using for that. You should do your own looking forward, Gaffer. They're always fun. It's one of my favourite streams of the year is the looking forward stream. A bit of pretzel there. Duran's not really taking advantage of me starting him here. Get Darla a little rest as well. Actually, I'll get Hidalgo in. Could do with a run. So there was a lot of problems with BA in Ireland. The biggest problem, firstly, was the game itself. Because when we started the save, there was some weird glitch in the game that we never truly figured out what it was. But basically, it just prevented us from signing players from most nations. No matter how good we got. It was just utterly balked. I know that they fixed it because when I did a test save midway through the cycle with the same setup, but on a fresh save, there wasn't the same issue with signing players. So players would just constantly say, at this stage in my career, I don't want to join you. Even though they're willing to sign for much worse sides. Like, much, much worse sides. And it utterly ruined the save. In addition, Ireland has really hard set transfer preferences, which means that they basically only want to sign players from English or Scottish sides, which kind of ruined the save as well, because it meant that they were not signing anyone good, and when they were signing people, they were signing old players on stupid money. That was the issue with Ireland. It just wasn't set up for it. There was probably other issues too on top of that. I might do. The thing is, Nez, it's not that different to the previous one, and I don't really want to cover old ground. Although what I will be doing is making a video about how I built the tactic and how people can build them themselves using my weird sort of marginal gains method, I suppose. Move a tiny bit, move a tiny bit. But I'm definitely going to be doing that. But that's probably gone back in the pecking order behind the Suriname video and now the FM RPG video. Every nation to develop. That is interesting, actually. It would certainly change the transfers, for sure. Same issues on right now. Yeah. The transfer preferences really killed it. On top of everything else. Well, that's the thing. Also, remember, Treaty didn't even have a fucking under-19 side that played in a league. So our under-19 squad never got to play in a league the entire save. Suriname video. So basically what I'm doing is I'm declaring every player that has Suriname nationality in some way are declaring for Suriname and seeing how much better the Surinamese national team would be if all those Dutch players, for example, that could declare for Suriname did. In addition, I'm going to use the editor throughout the save, and any new regions that come through that have Surinamese second nationality will also be declared for Suriname to see how much of an effect it has on there. Oh, thank you, Dan. That's very kind. Oh. Literal awake it because they didn't have one. Yeah, we literally had to add an awake. The only change we made to the database for the treaty save, remember, was this was Ice Battler that did this for me. We had to add an awake it for the team because otherwise they literally would have not had an awake it in the game.
Stream less than 3.
Thank you, Ahmad. That's really nice of you, and thank you for the 13 months. That's really nice of you. Around the world. Yes, so that's probably an upgrade they've made for this year, but basically we got to like season 30 and they still weren't doing it properly. And yeah, I miss Ice Battler too. I hope he's well. If you see this on the VOD, Ice Battler, how are you doing, friend? But yeah, next year, I don't know. I'm thinking next year, if we can still even do them, I'm thinking I might go Total Fantasy, where we, not Total Fantasy, we might just pick a nation. I think Estonia would be fun. Change the rules, just have a good old fucking lovely old time. Yeah, I'll load up the Suriname. The way I did it when I did the test for this was with the Suriname League turned on as well, because there's a database out there for it as well. So Estonia is probably the leading candidate for me at the moment in terms of me having fun. Stage of my career bullshit. Yeah, the stage of my career stuff is very annoying. Luckily, we haven't really had that much, but I've always liked the idea. I feel like Estonia doesn't get enough coverage. I like the nations that are not the traditional smallest nations, but I don't know. No, I'm like, there's not a nation currently that's intriguing to me more than Estonia is currently. Unless the FIFA rules kill it, yeah. Other continents, I mean, they could, but there's just less fun. And obviously for content, it would be terrible for me. But for you doing it offline, it would be like Ukraine, nah, too high up. No Greenland. Oh, that would be fascinating, actually. Ragnar, I know, I even warned my friends about this and they didn't believe me. So Grönstad's going to Pekshi. Cool. League against the current Hungary. Yeah, so honestly, the thing that appeals to me about Estonia as a league for one, regardless of that, is the fact that... oh my god! Gaffer, I don't even know what to say. Literally, Kappa. Poland. No, last time wasn't Building a Nation. That's why the save was literally called Building a Nation. God damn. I don't know what to say. Gaffer, thank you so much, man. That's so unnecessarily nice of you, my friend. Like, bafflingly nice of you. Calamar's King Kong, thank you very much for the follow as well. The reason I like Estonia, basically, oh, my brain's got a bit fried here, is because there's a lot of nations towards the very lowest end of the coefficient charts that get a little bit of coverage as far as this sort of stuff goes. Wales, because it's in the UK, right? Luxembourg, less so. Malta is actually quite interesting. Andorra and San Marino, I feel like, are overplayed. Same with, like, Gibraltar and Latvia because they're in the game. Kosovo, just not super interesting. I'd much rather be interested in a Malta, Estonia, Lithuania. Those are actually the three. I would consider Malta as well. I think it's between Malta and Estonia for me that I would probably potentially do it. Malta would be interesting as well, actually. What the fuck? I don't know what's going on. Bagpuss, thank you very much for the 5 gifted. I bet you're happy today. Christ. Did you do the stadium? No, the stadium yourself. The stadium you see here is same as Ireland with no restrictions unless they have no. Oh, really? That's fine. Well, we changed that anyway. Seriously, Bagpuss, that's so damn nice of you, man. Kindness to I guess, but the question is whose kindness, because it sure as shit ain't mine. I'm a wanker, as we've already seen. So if you didn't start too high up, no, they wouldn't start too high up. It doesn't appeal to me in the same way. I don't know why. It's just seriously, it's the weirdest things just appeal to my weird brain. Estonia, Malta, they're low enough down. They don't get as much coverage as the other smaller nations down there, and that's why it appeals to me the most. So no, this stadium was created with Midjourney. Nationally, no, not unless. I can't think of a reason why I would take over the national team in this save. The only thing I could think of is if we were waiting for something else to happen, potentially. Separate database. Yes, that's the problem. So that is the thing that would stop it, is potentially waiting for it to be built into a database. Although maybe we could do it as a community project, potentially. But yeah, no, the stadium you're seeing here isn't a real stadium. It was created using Midjourney, and then I obviously edited it a little bit to add in like the name on the seats and the badge and stuff like that. Question for training facilities. We could try, but like they don't really agree. The board don't like us doing that. They don't want the club to be any better. Every time we've tried to ask them for more training facilities, they just say, well, they're as good as our rivals. It's like, well, yes, but wouldn't you like them to be better? But sadly, they've not let us upgrade these for a while, even when they got downgraded. Download, yeah, but you've got no other choice, really, because we could implement it ourselves, but then that's the exact same thing, isn't it? Because it's just the only difference is we wouldn't be downloading it, we'd just be making it. Probably just update dishes. I suspect so. It's certainly something I'd be interested in. Wow, he's good, but also really expensive. Chelik's now... These guys have lost a little bit. Technological device. Interesting. Okay, that's curious. We could do a lot of that sort of stuff. True. I wouldn't be in such a rush to start it. Let's put it that way. To be fair, this year I wasn't in a rush either, and we gave us a bit more time. So then, Pog, what's your story? What's the story, Poggy Glory? Tell us a story, Auntie Pog. Read us a story, old bear. Ask for a request now. I have just asked for a request, but we'll have to wait until they reject it, and then we'll see what I have to say. Unless they just outright accept it, but like, let's be honest, that ain't happening. So Saviour Godwin, he's not awful, actually. Develop at a slower rate. What's the loan move? I mean, we could do with a few of these guys. I mean, it just depends on the money, right? He'll be ineligible for the Champions League card. What a shame. Hope they never call him that friendly. 500 grand's all right, actually. Oh, Yes, someone actually did wee in the someone. Oh yeah, someone pissed in the men's fitting room. So that's kind of balanced out now. You got a number 1 and a number 2. So Shehan Chelik of FC Copenhagen. What the fuck? What is going on? Like, actually, what is going on? Capybara. Thank you for the 10. What the fuck, chat? But that was the first. That wasn't. I expect this kind of behaviour from Gaffer. That's mad. Thank you so much, friendo. That's ridiculously nice of you. That was Kappa's first gifted sub to the channel, and then there was 9 more attached to it. What the hell? Thank you so much, man. So Tom, there was a massive glitch with that apparently with B teams and stuff, and you basically, even when you asked them, they wouldn't show up properly. I do get angry, Daz, because I feel like I don't want. It's a question of like feeling I don't deserve it, but it's not even that. What it is, it's I always worry that someone's gifting money that they can't afford to gift, and I don't like the thought of that, basically. So that's why I'm always like, particularly when we have a couple of like large gifts like that in a row, I tend to be like, well, okay, let's talk about financial responsibility here, because I don't want people, you know, because I've read lots of stories in the past about people going into debt whilst gifting to streamers. Now, obviously, I realise that I am not the type of streamer that those people are normally gifting those sorts of subs to. We all know what I'm talking about, right? But you just have to be careful, and I feel like I have to look out for you lot in some ways, and I feel like I have to look out for each other, right? Oh, okay. Got that off my chest. But, I mean, I'm showing a bit, what the hell? To be fair, I did get my legs out earlier, chat. Like, I mean, I'm wearing very tight chino shorts today. I'm wearing a vest. I hammered. Thank you very much for the 5 gifted subs. No, JCM, that's... Please don't ever feel like you have to... You'll see what's coming up in a minute. Like, please don't ever feel like you have to be subscribed, is my point. It's like, but luckily now you are. So it's fine. It's all good. Now the next time a Harold comes along, you're on it. Hot Tub Stream, I'll tell you what, honestly, if I could set up a garden stream, I'd be all over that shit. I just have to stretch a really, really long cable. Also, SecondYellowCard, thank you very much for the gifted sub to JCM. Sub hype for me. Putting the medal on myself. It has to be done, Henry. It's important. Because I always worried, especially back when I first started streaming, there was one particular chatter who we haven't seen for a while, so I hope he's all right. Big up Drainer, who once gifted 110 subs in a single stream, which is why I have been so... ever since then, I have been extremely diligent on financial responsibility and things like that, basically. Dazza! Thank you very much for the gifted sub to Harold Bishop. I wonder who that is. It's actually the guy. He's a very generous fucker, isn't he, old SecondYellowCard? God, that's what they say about him. Plans for the Patreon. Yeah, so I'm revamping the Patreon. The idea is probably... I wanted to maybe give people access to early videos or something. I don't like paywalling things, basically. But I think early videos would be okay, potentially, because people would still get them just a little bit later. But I also wouldn't be delaying the videos any more than I would normally do, because now I've decided that all my videos are going to go out when I start streaming. I think I like these morning uploads. What hot tub stream am I currently being suggested today? Good question. You're asking the real questions there. What the hell? Bagpuss with the gifted sub to Margot Robbie. Thank you. Oh, right. What one do I get in? Go on. What we got? I actually don't think I've got one. I don't have a titty streamer in my recommended. Or do I? Nope, I don't. I've got a guy playing Football Manager, but I believe it's the Korean dude that's got loads of viewers. Caxter, Airliners Live, Bateson, It's a Zoct, Garius the Brit, who's playing CK3, Royal Viking, Meg H streaming Stardew Valley, Official Rex streaming IRL The Game, and then Rick Jr. streaming Old School RuneScape. 0. Normally, I've at least got like an Amaranth in the sidebar, or who's the other one? No, there's another one whose name I forget. Big full of fun. He is, yeah. He is, she is. Look, will say, hey, I'm the ultimate. Look at me go. One day I have a thought, just ironically raiding. Did I just see that Honvi were looking to step aside? Relinquish control of the club. Hello. Maybe a tycoon for Honvid? Taylor Javot. That's the one that was always in my recommended as well. What? Sorry, a bit of dribble just fell literally down my titties. I'm not helping my situation here. Oh my god, ice cold. What the fuck? Just to that wasn't meant to be 2, right? Twitch just wants you to have a good time, Hibbos. Ice cold. Holy shit, mate. Thank you so much. That's extremely unnecessary. Well, that's what I'm trying to avoid, Bapper. This is literally what we were just discussing. My avoidance of that exact scenario. Thank you, man. That's so... What the... Hang on, what? Was that 2 people at the same time? Hang on, what? Cake Kit with the... My can is getting in the way of pressing the subpipe button, legitimately. The fuck? Kate, thank you for the 8 gifted... Willie, thank you for the follow. I've always wanted to be followed by Willie. Sometimes, some say I still am. I do appreciate that, though. And Whoppers with the 5 gifted as well. What the hell? Actually, it's funny you say that, Hadrian. I literally got a notification telling me I was live when I went to the bathroom. Also, thank you for the 500. Wow, we're up to 500 again. That's insane. I didn't think I'd ever get back to that. Not ever get back to that number, but certainly not this time of year. I usually follow a Willie. It's true. It's like a... channels we think, holy shit, we have a lot of viewers right now. I didn't realize we had that many. Bloody hell. What's going on? My viewer numbers have been up lately as well. And I don't know why, but I'm very grateful for that as well. I've been trying to work out why, and I can't. But... What's okay, streamer is the tap? Well, of course it does. Well, we're getting Godwin. Oh, fucking hell, Jesus. I love how they're still rolling in. Does anyone remember that stream when Darcher gifted 50 subs, but he did them one by one over the course of an hour? And it was just a constant stream of sub notifications. But the thing is, Inferno, when I see like odd anomalous growth in weird places that I don't expect, then I always try to figure out what's caused it, because if you can figure that out, you can replicate, you know? That's what I'm more like. Is it because of the shorts? Do you know what? It could be. It could be because of the shorts. Hang on, do you mean like these shorts or the YouTube shorts? Because I genuinely don't know. First time's Budapest MMF. Hey, I'm glad you're here, Legaldino. I see your name in the VODs. Speaking of the VODs, actually, big shout out to the Jan. Really nice comment on the last VOD, but that isn't actually why I'm bringing this up, because Jan asked an interesting question. He was wondering if the early video success was done maybe because of all the Aussies and Kiwis and stuff, right? Well, thank you, Steve. That's really kind. And he was curious to know what my YouTube demographics... YouTube shorts! Well, I have started doing shorts and reels and TikToks again, but I'd never done reels or shorts before. Hang on, still thinking. Are you nearly there, Luca? Can we help you over the line? I'm not even wearing socks today. That's I don't want to end up on wiki feet though, so like, man's got to draw the line somewhere, bruv. I'm having a very nice time. Like, obviously, just to clarify, I'm extremely grateful for that little ridiculously insane generous plan. Whatever the hell that was over the last 15 minutes. I'm so very, very thankful. But that isn't even why. I've just been in a really great mood with streaming and content creating lately. I think I have more of a plan in my head. Like, I know what video's coming next. I've got another video in the works. I've got the collaborative agent video coming up either next week or the weekend after. We have to record the second part of it, but that's going to be fucking sick. The first session went really well. 30 minutes of, hey, you got to get that from me, right? Right, what am I doing? Sorry, chat. We got a bit distracted here. Oh, yes. So what, my neuros diverged. What was my thought, comrade? Who am I collaborating with? I don't know if I should tell you, because then it would ruin the surprise. It's an FM YouTuber. Let's put it that. Just as my defaults would reassembling themselves. Early video success. Thank you. I was actually circling back. I don't know. Bengal Costa, thank you so much for the 5 gifters. That's so very, very nice of you. It is indeed Amaranth. Yes. And Danny Boy. Hey, Danny. Thank you for the 31 months. For some reason, I was watching Last Dance with Pog last night, and I thought of you. And Alex Rago, thank you very much for the follow as well. Demographic, yes, right. Let me just accept that and I'll get your demographic. So basically, what the Jan was asking is what my demographic breakdown was based on, like, geographics. So what I can show you is the last 30 days, maybe. That's probably a better indication. Audience, is that the one I want? Top geographies, here we go. Chat, what's your top geography? Okay, I'll screenshot you the top, like, demographics over the last 28 days. Content, yeah, I've changed the thumbnail for it because I feel like it needs to do better in the algorithm, but the title might change too. But I really, people seem to like that. It did really well on Twitter, which was odd. Right, so here we go. Demographics. UK obviously the top. This is just the last 28 days, bear in mind. So UK, United States, Germany coming in at number 3 actually. But you see Australia all the way down here actually as it happens. Portugal, Norway quite high. I'm actually surprised Germany is as high as that, honestly. I didn't think I had that many German viewers. I've always thought of my viewership as kind of like UK, English-speaking nations, Scandi, Dutch, occasionally Portuguese. UniL might have helped with the Portugal stuff, potentially, yeah. Poland, obviously, because of Polonia. Canada up there. Brazil quite high as well. Yeah, Indonesia being so high up is quite surprising. France is higher than I thought it would be, to be fair. The biggest surprise for me is actually Indonesia being so high. No Hungary yet, which is surprising considering that's all gone on YouTube. From Smethwick. Hey, Smethwick's fine. It's the best place. It's not Selly Oak, is it? Like, Hungary. I'll tell you where Hungary is. I'll find it on the list. I don't be able to show you specifically. Italy, Spain, Turkey, Romania, Hungary. So Hungary is behind Italy, Spain, Turkey, Romania. Then it's Hungary and India tied. Malaysia. What if I've got any like really strange ones? Not strange, but like unusual. Oh, I can only see the top 50 unless I export the file itself. But anyway, it's interesting to look at that. Ooh. But yeah, that's for you, Jan. In case you were curious about the demographics breakdown. I find that sort of stuff fascinating. I once had a viewer from an Antarctic IP address. Tuvalu. Tuvalu is in the South Pacific, or it's in the Pacific. It's good, Danny. It's very good. How are you, friend? Yeah, I'm waiting for that influx of Nepalese... Not Nepal. The Tibetans. Where's my Tibetans VPN? I suspect... I don't think that really makes sense. More likely, it was that someone randomly checked in from... Because obviously there's that station on Antarctica. I guess they had some... There's not a lot to do, right? Where's Tuvalu on the list? I can only see top 50 without exporting the file. How high is that? I'll have to have a proper look after stream. I don't want to take up too much time on stream with it, but I'll have a look after stream if you remind me, and we can see, yeah. Sevia wanted... Oh, shit. Thank you. Yes. Good shout. Thank you for actually keeping me on topic there. I forgot occasionally that I actually do have to try to be entertaining and provide content, because mostly, chat, it's been you providing content for the past half an hour. I have to do... Streamer when he has to do his job. And we move. But... Oh, here we go. Only here for the youth and take day. No, they're the Cardinals, isn't it? Oh, welcome in, Sam. Just as I was saying, why does my viewer number seem higher than normal lately? Well, it's because of people like Sam. Wonderful people joining us for the first time. Welcome in. You come at a good time because both Kizvada and Milan and Újpest are playing in the knockouts of the Champions League. This could only go well. Oh. Cheers, FM.
Bring on the Flugelkampfheimler!
That Tootie! Yes, indeed. Thank you very much, the Tootie. Újpest just beat Liverpool. Joshua De Bruyne just scored a hat-trick against Liverpool. They'll lose the away leg, but they've done the... That's annoying, though, considering Újpest beat Milan. What a bunch of legends. They'll still lose later. Ice Cold with the gifted sub to Sam as well. You'd love to say... Thank you, Ice Cold. You need to stop. But thank you. I do appreciate that. It's very, very nice of you. De Bruyne, he is South African. He's... Oh, by the way, I've sold him now, officially, to Újpest. He will be joining them for £4.2 million at the end of the season. I offered them 8. And, sorry, they offered 8. And I said, have him for 4. And he's going to be there permanently. He's got 21 goals in 17 starts for Újpest this season, including 5 in 5 in the Champions League. What a monster. Oh, things you'd love to see. Harry Suter. Oh, I think he might have retired by now, honestly. 15 years in, potentially. But we'll try it out just in case. All right, what's that now? Oh, JM with the 13 months as well. Thank you very much, friend. How's it going, man? Jockey Monster. I think he's still about, right? Suitor. I think there's no way that, certainly not spelled like that. I'd be very surprised, but he might be an assistant manager. Hi, Harry. Do you fancy coming and joining the under-19 staff? As I always do in these situations, whenever I look someone up and they're just available. So that's Harry Suter. Stat padding against Liverpool. Imagine that. Yeah, he's got great temp polls. How good is Bobby Tree? About as good as they come, honestly, except somehow still not good enough to be our starting striker. He's filth. He's actual, like, wet yourself monster kind of good. Set off. No, I tend to. The reason I knock it down by like half, and I find that that's enough to keep the board appeased, but at the same time also allow me to ship them off for quite cheap. Yeah, we have £100 million backup strike. That's kind of scary, isn't it? That's actually scary that it's him and Castillo are the strikers. Also, I love that Bobby doesn't care. He's a squad player. He's never once complained about playing time. Although, in fairness, he's actually getting better playing time because he starts a lot of the league games because we play 2 strikers in the league. So what I was going to say, chat, this is information that has come to my attention over the past 24 hours. And if you aren't already aware of this information, you're going to enjoy it. And now, there could be questions over the accuracy of the information, and that's fine. Certainly one of them is definitely up for debate. However, I feel like you'll enjoy this anyway. So, take your minds back to a wonderful film from 2003. That would be School of Rock, starring Jacques Blackus, right? Do you remember in that film, the band he was in, which I believe were called No Vacancy, had a couple of bops on the School of Rock soundtrack. There was a character in that band called Spider. You'll remember him as the one that was wearing the leather jacket that covered everything except the things that a jacket would normally cover, such as the arms. So, it's just his arms, but like completely open, it's leather. He's got like a chest tat. Yep, that guy, Spider. Hits on Joan Cusack, a little bit strange. Did you know that he is now the district attorney for Tyler County in Texas? That actor. Fact number 1. I'll just leave that one and let that simmer. Just put that one on low heat. Your kids have touched me and I'm pretty sure... Yeah, exactly. That is, in theory, I believe, a fact. In theory, a fact. So that is the first of the things which I bring to you. And yet, it isn't the weirdest thing I discovered yesterday. Because it gets better. Now, that one, as far as I'm aware, is a pretty well-known fact. I love that the moment we mentioned Bobby, he now suddenly starts getting uppity. He'll be fine, yeah. Actually, when is his contract up? He's getting one in the summer. But not just yet. At least his agent is, like, in love with me, so that's fine. Fact number 2. I'm sure a lot of you are all familiar with... Now, this one could be way more spurious. Forgive me if I'm wrong. But regardless, I want it to be true, and therefore it is. If you like that one, this one's going to blow your mind. So, are you all familiar with the song Toxic by Britney Spears? I'm addicted to you, chat, because you know that you're toxic, or whatever. Probably not the correct... the guy that played the drums died. Oh, he did, didn't he? Kevin... I can't remember his name was. Kevin something. But yeah, that's horrible. I love School of Rock. Oh, right, so we're going to try that thing that Dan... You can decide. Right, so what is it? Oh, yeah! Dan, you ledge. If you're still here, well done. We fixed that meeting. Great stuff. Hungarian, thank you for the follow. So 4 million on the new training facilities. Matt, he does need to keep it in his pants for sure. So, yes. Toxic by Britney Spears. First things first. Now, obviously, Britney Spears didn't write that song. She was simply the conduit by which that song reached our ear holes, and by golly, we were all thankful for it. However, the person who did write that song clearly was writing that song about someone, because that's how songs work a lot of the time. And this particular woman in question, I believe her name was Rachel Cooper, might be wrong about that, but regardless, I forget her name, but this is the right person I'm thinking of anyway. So, that song was written about someone. Would you like... Someone that she'd recently broken up with in real life. Would you like to guess who that person was? You will need a billion guesses and you will never get there. Lindsay, thank you very much for the follow. It was, in fact, my dad. Yes, it was Viking. Jermaine Defoe. See you later, Gaffer. Thank you so much for your generosity. No, it was a man called Noel Fitzpatrick. I'll see if that helps you narrow it down a little bit. Is it you, Matt? The Queen. Yes, it's the Queen. It was a man called Noel Fitzpatrick. Otherwise known as something else. I'll just let that simmer again. Fitzpatrick Noel, that's the one, the very same. Irish. It is, in fact, the Super Vet. Super Vet Noel Fitzpatrick. He is the person in question from the Britney Spears song Toxic. Now, again, that one could be completely spurious, but I want to believe it, and thus I'm sticking with it. So there you go. I believe it was Tyler County, Captain Backlog, but I can't remember. It was a TikTok I saw, as was the other one. In fact, the other one was a comment on a TikTok I saw. So yeah, apparently Noel Fitzpatrick, the Super Vet, was the person who the song is about. And regardless, I want to believe it, and thus it is true. So Debrecen play Antwerp, Molfairhavar play Hertha. Okay. More knockout time. Missing Good. I have seen some stuff about that. It's just that part of the stream again when Matt just reads off things he saw on TikTok the previous day. This is what happens when Pog isn't here on my day off. I'm addicted to euthanasia because you know the toxic. Jesus Christ, Stewie. Oh, what about Conference League? Oh no, they're not in it yet, are they? They've already bloody passed on to the other side of the Conference League. Oh god, this has been a fun stream. Black Taps, thank you very much for the follow. Hope you're well on this fine Sundat. Was it the Britney Spears fact what got you? I hope it was. Oh no, what are you doing? Watching the draw. God, hang on, chat. Sorry, forgive me, Father, for I have sinned. There we go. Who did we get? Cool. Glad we did that. I'm more interested in what happens in the Europa League. I have a horrible feeling we're going to lose most of our teams. Or not. Because apparently Debrecen are massive. Antwerp 0, Debrecen 3. Molfairhavar losing at home to Hertha is kind of annoying, but Molfair, they were the worst side in the league, and also they're struggling in the league themselves. So it's not entirely surprising that they're struggling a little bit. Kathy Dennis, that's it. Not Rachel Cooper. I have no idea where Rachel Cooper come from. In fact, isn't Rachel Cooper the name of a character in a Netflix show called You, Me and Her? I think, unless they pull off a miracle, which we've had happen, Debrecen knocked Dortmund out away from home last year, so it can happen, but I'm less entitled to believe that it will. Now, coefficient, indeed. Let's have a look at the Banjul Hawks. Nothing for us there. Okay, right, coefficients, come on. Oh, to the top, where are we? 14.8. Portugal haven't gained anything yet, so we've gained a huge ground on Portugal in that round of fixtures, which makes me concerned that they're all into the next round, actually. This is the full Super Vet anthology. But the question then becomes, though, right? How long did their relationship last? And thus, which songs were actually about Super... Lots of S-Club 7 in here as well. Bit of Kelly Clarkson. Damn. Bitch was prolific. In fact, still is. Ah, well, Katie Tunstall. Nice. Bit of Sophie Ellis Bextor. Pogsa saw her supporting Steps. Can't get it out of my head. That's definitely about Super Vet. There's no way that ain't about Super Vet. Just saying. God, look at the amount of awards that song won. Ended during the year of Toxic, apparently. So, where's Toxic? So, there's Toxic, Britney Spears. But were they dating before? When did their relationship begin? So, are we saying that this is all post-Super Vet? So, probably unlikely. I mean, there's a little bit of hangover. Maybe by like... Nah, there's like a 3-year gap. So I'm guessing anything about before is probably part of the Super Vet. For those of you that have just joined us, I've made Chatto aware that the woman that wrote the song called Toxic by Britney Spears wrote that song about Super Vet Noel Fitzpatrick. And now we're trying to work out what other songs she wrote that might also be about Super Vet Noel Fitzpatrick. It was a way of getting over Super Vet. Also, if you're not from the UK, I really should... This is extremely UK-centric, I realise. Basically, Channel 4 have a TV show called Super Vet, and it's basically a veterinary clinic show where people bring in dogs and he does the mechanics on them and fixes them, basically. Takes their leg off, adds a leg, you know, veterinary stuff. That's basically all it is. But he was quite famous, especially for a while, because the show went on for quite a long time. You never watched Super Vet? Oh, Brady, you're missing out, man. Who Let the Dog... Indeed, it was him and the Baha Men, in fact. Imagine if she'd written Who Let the Dogs Out. That would have been like the ultimate. Replied with his own diss track. Maybe he just killed a dog. Like, who knows? That is the real question. But yeah, as for our coefficient, 14.8 is solid. Germany have gained a little bit back, but we do still have 0.2 on them. It's Portugal. We have to catch Portugal. That's the real quiz. For worst discipline, 39 yellows already. Wait, no, that was us. 37 reds. What about Luke Carpenter? Oh, maybe Harold wrote it. He taketh a leg, he giveth a leg. Dog mechanics. Sounds like something you've written a fortune cookie. Good shout, Mr. Brogo. I actually haven't checked yet, but that means... Actually, remind me after the transfer window shuts on the 15th, and then we'll have our complete... we can do a complete, like, breakdown of it. Wow, they're just rejecting it outright now, aren't they? Maybe that means he's... Nope. Bro is still not talking. Set up to gaslight her, hence her writing toxic. Maybe so. Oh, we can't have... Oh, we can, because are we getting rid of... Christ. Who isn't a meme? Right, so... you're cheapest. Right, so you're not a meme. Well, it's time for my... Maybe, but I'm going to keep doing it anyway to annoy him. How I set my scouting? Yes, I have so many of them, MG6 FIFA, but the most recent way that I'm setting my scouting up is the video that is in chat if you type in !! team report. That's the most recent way that we're doing this stuff, basically. But there are various other scouting methods that I use at different parts of a save, depending on the size of the club I'm managing and various other factors. So if you're a really small side, amateur scouting can be great. If you're a little bit bigger than that, then... Christ, what have I got? Then the Brazilian method's quite cool, actually, too. Starting to crap. Wait, he starred in a film. I'm learning so much about Supervet today that I wasn't expecting. Aiden, this is why you tune in. Sod the Football Manager. It's all about swimming pool shirts and Noel Fitzpatrick. Also, I'm noticing the interest from most other clubs is dropping. My only concern is that PSG will... What's the word I'm looking for here? Gazumpus. Cheeky watch along. What a bit of Supervet watch along. What's the dream? Hey, I roll with the jokes. It's an educational stream. You've learned a lot today, chat. You've learned financial responsibility. You've learned about Supervet. You've learned about Spider from the movie School of Rock, starring Jack the Black. Jack Black. Why did I add a random superfluous "the" in there? It just feels like his name isn't regal enough. Man just needs more, like, additional words to make him... Jack Black. Have you guys heard that cover of... Is it the Krista Berg song? Wicked Game with him and Kyle literally singing it. It's amazing. Jacques Noir, that works. Supervet top. Is there a theme tune? Oh, Cheeky watching all the horror film. Give me the name. I bet it's on Amazon Prime. If Bloody Terror at Bloodfart Lake is on Amazon Prime. Chris Isaac, not Krista Berg, yes. Katie Tunstall's new album is just called Nut. I thought he was going to Ferencváros then. Godwin's happy the promise is kept. Good for him. I notice how Navarro hasn't complained. Finally changed. What made you switch? Jack the Great. There could be. That would make sense. Pretzel's going to Ferencváros. They probably do need a player like him, honestly. Although I kind of feel like we might have done as well. It's fine. We'll grab a guy for free. And it'll all be good. Yeah, Jan Cavalcanti's a face in the game player that we try to sign on every single save. Jack White, of course, yes. Musical equivalents of Gandalf. It reminds me of an old Dead Ringers sketch with Gandalf the Tartan. Hang on, they're rejecting this bid multiple times a day now. Using with Christabel. I know, I can't believe I would do that. But it's such a wonderful cover. To be fair, the exact same thing happened with us, JM. Like, because we have so many good strikers, we just play this now. For the memes. We'll just let them play wherever they want for now. Want to get us our draw. Plus, we want to do Youth Intake today, too. Good Jack. I mean, it would make sense in terms of colour swatches, right? Ali! Thank you for the 5 months, man. How's it going? You just missed a wonderful discussion about Britney Spears and Noel Fitzpatrick.
Fingers crossed X.
Yes. Yes. I can't say any more than that, but yes. Oh, we dropped points. That's disappointing. That was the first team. Maybe Kishvada are just massive. I mean, obviously not massive enough to beat... Who was it they were playing? Milan, but, you know, massive in other ways. I've only had that mango cider once. Oh, mate, it was the best. So, you know what, Ali? I'll catch you up. Basically, to cut the long story short, the woman that wrote Toxic by Britney Spears was dating Noel Fitzpatrick, the Supervet, and therefore, there's every chance that the song Toxic by Britney Spears was written about Supervet Noel Fitzpatrick. Improved deal. Very interesting. More appealing options elsewhere. Why would he want to... Nah, you get one in the summer, bud. You do deserve one, but you get one in the summer. Malteser Falcon as well. Thank you very much for the 25 months. How's it going, Mel? Play this. To be fair, the one thing I would say as a criticism is it doesn't have enough Trequartistas in it. Also love how me in that outfit is appearing down at the bottom here. He did that. Nobody asked him if you can. I'm too. I'd love it if that was. I'm great, Mal. How are you, man? Hey, Icarus. The fight goes well. We clapped a couple of teams in the Champions League. We won 7-0 and 6-1 in our final 2 games. We're still struggling to get the guy from Benfica. Kijvada and Újpest are both through to the next round of the Champions League. And Újpest are a goal up on Liverpool. They won their first leg 3-2. Belgium at the 2022 Eurovision. Oh, Noel's legacy knows no bounds. Ill. Ah, that sucks, man. I hope you feel better soon. Fake cover-up so Neil Fitzpatrick didn't have to click what's to happen. Yes. It all makes sense. Wait. So Újpest are signing Barrera now. So most of the players that we didn't manage to ship to the other sides on pre-contracts for the end of the season are now joining them permanently anyway. It's just brilliant news. You didn't see that on Twitter by any chance, did you, Mal? I'll show you it. Oh, wait. That's not there, is it? We don't have it plugged in all the time because otherwise our players might start to accidentally learn it. That is the 8 Treks. In all its glory. With a nice Segundo Volante thrown in there. You've got to have a Libero behind that too, and then obviously Portilla. But that's the Octo Trek in all its glory. And it did win a game. We have a 50% win rate with that tactic. I'd almost be tempted to... No, I can't play it in the game against Újpest in the Cup because the board will complain if I... Wait.
Do you know if there's a train coming anytime soon? Oh, yes, very soon.
Beating the deadline. Oh, yeah, no, that's fine. No. We don't care. Try and loan him for the rest of the season. Lil Kev, thank you for the follow. You've got to have the Libero on attack. The whole idea was that we were going to grab... in fact, let me just try and loan him. No. Why not? Lost 13-1. Yeah, it doesn't feel like it's going to work all the time, I'll admit. But when it does work, which is the one time we have played it, can I risk playing it in the Cup against Újpest just as a bit of a meme today? I'm afraid the board might kick off if we lose to them again. We'll go back in for Gacic later. Let me just try this, actually. See if I can get him now. Nope. We'll have to revisit this next stream. Lower compulsory fee. We could... that literally can't happen now because the window for us is shut, which means we wouldn't be able to sign him till the summer, so they can't technically loan him to us now. That might be something to try, though, had I thought about it as it goes. My lights have changed, but no sub has appeared. I'm sensing a prime. Let me manifest it. And there it is! Zenlos, thank you very much for the prime. I don't know why with certain primes the lights change before the sub is even registered. It's like they know it's coming. Thank you very much, friend. That's really, really kind of you. Wow. Welcome in. Scores like... yeah. Oh, yeah. If you both played the system, I can only imagine there'd be wonderful scenes. That would be the ultimate way to win. Particularly if it's against like a weaker side in the Champions League final. As if there could ever be such a thing. Debrecen with another good win. They go second now. Sorry, third now. Things seem to be evening out a little bit now. It was quite tight, but now Újpest are starting to stretch their legs a little bit. Goal difference-wise, Honvéd are getting relegated in the face. Although, a good point for Pushcast there. The magic's back. Hey, the last time I did any magic on stream chat, you know how well that went. And then I blamed it all on Sai Magic. Which does work. His name almost sounds like magic. Wasn't how that came about, but... I can't even remember what I was trying to show you when I did that. What was my magic trick? I've actually forgotten the magic trick now. Oh, it was to do with like player scouting or something, wasn't it? Giamot are up there with... oh, look at that. That's tight at the top. Especially Bev, Kev... yeah, that does ring a bell. I don't know the specifics beyond that. Ah, there we go. But that does ring a bell slightly. It was the insta resulting... yeah, you could like insta get their scouting knowledge by... but how is it we did it or didn't do it? I can't remember exactly what we did to get that. Oh, Sianda's gone. What was the trick, though? I genuinely can't remember what it was. Was it added as a transfer target? Oh, it was, wasn't it? It was the top target thing. It was declaring interest and getting... No, it was getting your assistant to actually try and buy them, I think, was what did it. But it only randomly worked on certain players for whatever reason. That's what it was. So Man City are suddenly back this season. It's annoying. Ajax are through, which actually is kind of good because it means we could draw them in the next round. Yeah, it only worked if they would actually join. Yeah, true. So we're on to the... Yeah, we've been on the African teams today. Haven't seen a great deal of amazing players yet. Yeah, I saw that Polonia... someone actually mentioned it earlier in the stream. I'm really happy for them. It's about time they finally got themselves back up there. Poland's been kind of weird lately because haven't Rakov won the title? Which is just kind of mad. Remove the cache, restart the game, nothing happens. Any suggestions? It's really difficult for me to troubleshoot that from here because there's any number of reasons why it could not be working properly. And that is very, very difficult. I don't know if Zealand's Discord maybe has more information about stuff like that. I'm not sure. Yeah, it unlocked like almost all of their attributes, if I recall correctly, or at least certainly helped it with that. How they calculate? Yeah, so it sounds more complicated than it is, Zenlos, although it is still kind of complicated. But once you kind of get the basics of it, it's actually fairly straightforward. So basically, the way the coefficients are worked out is the clubs themselves earn individual coefficients. So a win is worth 4 points. A draw is worth 2 points on these coefficients points, right? So then what happens to decide the nation's coefficients is those points are added up, but then they're divided by the number of teams that that nation has in Europe that season. So, for example, this season, we have 7 sides in Europe. So we've got 3 here, 1 there, that's 4, and then 3 more there. So that's 7. So all the points that the Hungarian type teams accrue while they're in Europe this season are added up into a big pot. And then that's divided by 7. And that's basically how the coefficients are worked out. So the more teams you've got in Europe, the more it's diluted. So you can see England here actually currently only have 7, although they might have more because of other reasons. So it'll be diluted even more. Which is why when you're about here and you've only, say, got like 5 teams in Europe, you can actually have some mad good seasons because the teams are getting more for their money, so to speak. Hey, springtime. But that's basically the gist of it. Also, we're about to find out what happened. Oh, no. So Újpest go out and Kisvárda go out. The fact that they won the home leg is remarkable. And yeah, I mean, can't really complain. It's disappointing. But that's basically how it works. Did I just explain something correctly? My God. What about this one? I feel a bit like, yeah, it's just fair, innit? Oh, is it 2 and not 4? You're right. Yeah, sorry. It's 2 points for a win and 1 point for a draw, not 4 and 2. My bad. Which is why if you see Vaduz do a couple of good things, that Liechtenstein gets shitloads of points. Probably across. Nice. How's that working out? Transfer stuff. Yes, good shout. Although, actually, we'll go to Thursday so we can see what happens with the other Hungarian sides in Europe first to see if Molfehavar and Debrecen sneak through. I feel like Debrecen are going to be most likely through, but I'm not going to say anything just in case they don't go through, and it would be bad. I mean, to be honest, they did better than I expected. I didn't expect them to even beat Liverpool in the first leg. The fact that I was kind of hoping Kisvárda might put up more of a fight at home against Milan, given that they've got some good wins this season, but they're doing about as well as we can hope at this stage. Their next Omar Ben Salah is not yet there. Oh, bloody hell. Oh, no, it wasn't that close, actually, in the end. Molfehavar go out. Okay, so we've lost 3 Hungarian sides already. But at least... God, that's really weird that they lost the home leg 3-2. Are you joking? They conceded 3 goals off of 0.35 XG. Good lord, the game tried to screw them. Like, what? I mean, no wonder their goalkeeper got a 5.8. And that's Farkashan. Oh, they've snuck through, but it's annoying because I feel like that's a game they should have won as well, just to get those extra points going. So that should at least help us above 15 points now, right? Oh, wait, because they all lost, didn't they? So there's no more points gained. Great. But Portugal managed to gain some points, annoyingly, and Germany have started getting a few more points too, but luckily the gap's still there. We can end up 7th after this year, which could also be a good thing in fairness. Right, transfers to the other Hungarian sides. So the window opened here. Let me just scroll up a bit more, actually. So Kisvárda signed this guy, Yanea Plaza from Deportivo Pereira. I mean, that's a wild salary, a wild value range, but nevertheless, looks like an okay signing for them. They also loaned this guy, Lucas Coelho, from... Oh, no, he's on loan from Molfehavar, my bad. And we loaned a guy, and then they're loaning a few guys out. Whoa. £1.3 million. They are just raking in money from the loans. Ferencváros, they came 8th in the Europa, so they got a bye to the next round. It depends on where we're at, Hadrian. But that might be my plan. If we could, if we move things along a little bit, we could probably finish half an hour earlier because of the Leeds game. I'm sure we all want to go watch that. And that's Chowie, who I already showed you. There's Radu Mate here at Puskás. Wow. That's a really good bargain. 20 years old as well. He's really good. I think De Gea would have retired, but I'll definitely check. Then we've got Kujvada signing Facundo Jimenez for £2 million. Not a bad deal. Although, I feel like the selling value's probably not there. Ruskin with the gifted sub to Pickle Rick. For a second, I thought that said Noel Fitzpatrick. Honvid loaded... Did they? They did. Matthew Holt, he must be Gibraltarian. Yeah. He's a Gibraltarian international who Honvid bought from Železničar of all play. What a weird career trajectory that is. Železničar to Honvid to Lincoln Red Imps. Love that for him. Just very bizarre. Right, let's get back on that. And then there's also Real Tamale with a guy, Abubakar Taylor. Superb. Cheap bid there. Oh, hello. Yeah, so Mosquera was sold by Ferencváros to Real Betis for 4.3 million. I mean, he's been there a long time, honestly. And they got him for 400k. So he clearly wasn't playing much this season anyway. So that's a really nice piece of business for them, just to get £4 million for him. The fact they're selling to Spanish sides. That was us selling Labros. Then Hamza Zaire. 18-year-old as well from Willem Tway. Good shout. Really good pick up there. That's us again. A couple more loans, which are us. That's us. These are all us now, aren't they? Oh, no. Uipesh, that's a loan. Another buy there. Any mad business on the end of the season? Doesn't look like any kind of mad business. Although Yaya Keita here for 79k. Not a bad pickup. They tend not to do anywhere near as... Yeah, we decided to sell Labros Springtide for... it's technically 51 million because we've got so many players joining us in the summer on free transfers that it just felt right to get the money now while we could. So that's the Conference League. Okay. I'll draw in a minute. Boom. But yeah, we could always finish a little bit early today. Because I found out last time we actually ran out of things to do on the final stream. Even though we got to the final, which was mad. The loan elsewhere in Hungary. Yeah, it's like they're building their own loan farms. You'd be surprised how many players Ferencváros have out on loan. I hover over some players sometimes and I just see that they're on loan from Ferencváros. 1 foot in the tune. How's it going, man? I bet you're happy at the moment. If you are a Newcastle fan, which I'm guessing from the name you are. This is where like, Matt, actually, I just really like cartoons. I know I've written Gigea. David Gea. Sadly, no. Gea has retired and doesn't appear to have gone to management. Evan Ferguson, unfortunately, he's going to be crap in this save. I think he was at Brentford last time we looked, which would make sense because he hasn't had the bump in this save. Oh, he's at Bournemouth. Oh, it's Bournemouth, not Brentford. So he's nowhere near as good as he is in real life. Oh, yeah, no. I already picked up Max Bainbridge on a free. The guy that scored the hat-trick against Hallidash in the Conference League final a few years ago. He's ridiculous. And a guy called Sam Ingram from Liverpool on a free. They're both going to be worth like 50 mil each. And Ruskin now with the gifted foot. Ruskin with the gifted sub to 1 foot in the tune. Although, I quite like the idea of a gifted foot. You've already been gifted jorts today, chat. Now what do you need? Sort by fouls thing. Interesting. I guess it's just because presumably they all have really high dribbling, right? Oh. Ooh. Separate island. Oh, now I'm interested. Okay, so tell me your thoughts. I'm curious as to what you think we should do for the Estonia one then. If that's the way you want to go. Because that would be fascinating. Can we get Supervet to attach the gifted foot? You know, I think we might. Although you have to be careful because we'll have to write a song about him afterwards. It's likely Springtide. That's my favourite pick so far. For it. I think I'm sort of torn between Estonia and Malta for the next Building a Nation, potentially. Put it in your mouth, in it. I don't think I had that level of flexibility, Richard. You've seen me bend. Like, you've seen me bend. I don't. I mean, maybe you have, maybe you haven't. I don't know. Maybe you watched me from afar. Amateur and second teams in it, so I think we have to start top flight. Yeah, I think that's most likely, as we only just scraped through against... My God, what is FM doing to us today? We took extra time to get past them when we had 39 shots. 4.5. It's like the buy-in game all over again. Christ. Working like smart. I mean, work anywhere, really. If you're willing to change the rules a little bit, you can make it work anywhere. I've kind of just decided that it doesn't really matter where you do it. If you want to get rid of a couple of rules, then just kind of go for it. Taylor wants to improve. No. Certainly not that deal. I'll kidnap 1,000 children before I let Skidaradio have a new contract. Where do you think I should start? I don't know. It depends, really. Like, depends what you want to do. If you're doing a Newcastle save, then I guess you want to start there, right? Clubs in the league are amateur. Yeah, this is a problem with a lot of them. One thing I will say, though, is they do change. Because, you know, in my Everest video with Gibraltar, all those clubs turn professional. So it clearly can happen, but that is definitely something that we haven't had to deal with in a Building a Nation before, is the issue of semi-professionality and amateur clubs. That's what could hold us back. I'm not opposed to making them all semi-pro, though. We could just kind of go, yeah, you're right. It is a question of how much of the fantasy we want to go. How far do we want to... Because obviously I want to make as little changes as possible, just enough to make it fun. I think the way to find out would be to probably do some test sims with it, allocate them some extra stuff, and see if they do it by themselves, because you just can't trust FM to do what would naturally happen a lot of the time. But I suspect that with the right money from Europe, they would change. I don't know, has anyone started really low down with, like, San Marino? Did those clubs turn professional? Because I know a lot of you do San Marino saves. But for me, fun is always takes precedence over realism any day. This was the first season I've taken that approach to the save, and I think this save has been much better for it. You're right, amateur would be difficult just because they'd have to go through 2 different steps to make that work. To get teams to go pro, really? Okay, yeah, of course, I could have just asked Alice, couldn't I? Professional structure. Yeah, Montenegro would be fun. I guess. I don't know. It just doesn't appeal to me in the same way that Malta and Estonia do. Estonia really gets... Wow, that's massive. United are just clapping goals in now. Well, that's the thing, yeah. Estonian's an interesting language in general because, as you say, it is out of the Finno-Ugric. Isn't Hungarian also part of that same language tree? Technically. And Maltese is a fascinating language because it has a lot of, like, Arabic elements to it. Not Arabic elements. You know what I mean? It's a fascinating language, though. Because these countries are judged by club badges. That's also a good shout, yeah. Probably isn't that promising. Yeah, I know. God damn it. Why can't things just be how I want them to be? You do need a good club badge. This is also facts. I don't mind a bit of the paid badge, but I think that's too big. Arabic elephants. I mean, those two. So this was the team you were on about, wasn't it? FC Kurasore. Kind of a sick badge, actually. Oh, look at this. I don't know if you could even do second tier. Like, obviously, that's always the plan is to start lower, but I feel like at that stage, you just take, like, the worst side in the top flight. I do like the fact that they're on their own island. I think that is definitely a helpful factor. Plus, I just really like the idea of... I just like Malta. I'd really like to go to Malta. I've always thought it was a fascinating place. Plus, Dave has a parties. Maltese-ish. So it's a Maltese name. I'm not entirely sure exactly how far Dave's lineage goes, but... yeah, that'll do. I'm not really paying much attention to most of these squads at the moment. That honestly could have been anyone, Bradley. Normally I would know the answer to that, but genuinely there was a spate of insane generosity, and I could not possibly tell you who you were gifted a sub by, but it's one of the following people. Ice Cold, very strong chance of it being Ice Cold. Bengal Costa, Whoppers, Kate, Ice Cold again, Bagpuss, me, I Hammered, Capybara, Bagpuss again, Gaffer again. It could have been any of those people. And once again, thank you. It's very, very nice of you. And Dry Llama, thank you very much for the follow.
Very soon. They are building it now.
Good win again for us. Have we got like top scorer in the league yet? Nope, it's Zivkovic. Bobby with the 10 assists though. It's very nice. Yeah, I would like to go. Pogs was like, oh, we should go to a hot country sometime. Well, I'm giving her a choice. I would like to go to Malta, and I wouldn't mind going to Madeira as well. For obvious reasons for me. Dirty? What do you mean? Like, do you mean like it's just dusty? Like, yeah, Twitch just does normally tell you. God, that's another win for them. I love how Full of Love isn't even. Is Full of Love even playing for City? To Madeira, nice. Oh my God, they're not even playing the guy. Literally. Oh no, he is playing a little bit. Oh, he's got a hip injury. Man literally took a jet ski around Manchester, apparently. Speaking of, Castillo. Good stuff. 2 stories hollowed out in a field with... Ah! That's not what you want. That is far from what you would want in any situation. Remove homegrown rules. Yeah. You can remove all sorts of rules in the editor, as far as I'm aware, anyway. Because I don't normally do this sort of thing. I'll be honest, with a lot of these things, I just say to Hadrian, is this possible? And then Hadrian's, because he's so excellent, just does it. But that's streamer privilege right there. Yeah, Full of Love is a face in the game player. He often ends up at Bayern. A ditch with no running water. Huh. Sounds like my idea of a night out. New contract. Yeah, buddy. You know that's not going to happen because we're most likely going to replace you in the summer if we can do. Every month I will check. If I went to Malta, if we did Malta again, I would be honestly tempted to try to... Actually, I don't know if Zurich are even in a division I could even access anymore. Because I think when I was managing them in that other side, they were like 3rd tier then. They were fun though. Not just as the club to manage, but also as the club themselves. They were cool on Twitter. Right, view draw. Let's see. So I want overview. So we could get unseeded teams. Real Madrid, Man City, Liverpool, Man United. These are unseeded teams. Why does it feel like the seeded teams are weaker than the... Wow. Okay. This is about to go poorly. What do you reckon? I reckon we get Man United. I'd love Benfica or Milan, but I reckon we get Man United. Okay. Liverpool would be tough. Benfica, go on. I dare you. Ah, I'd take Milan. Milan or Ajax would be fine. Damn it. It's really only Ajax. Real Madrid or Liverpool would be very tough. Ethan, thank you for the follow. And it's... Okay, Tottenham, Real Madrid. Come on, give us Ajax. Please. You know you love us. Oh, fuck. Liverpool or PSG in the bloody round of 16. MTK Liverpool. Jesus. And then PSG Atletico. So I guess Chelsea and Man City, one of those is going out. One of those is going out too, which is helpful. Tottenham are going out. One of those is going through, which is good. We have played Liverpool. We actually knocked out Liverpool to get to our first ever Champions League final, if I recall correctly. Kwasi, thank you for the follow. We've got to get revenge for Budapest. Very true. Let's see. Past meetings. So our last meeting against Liverpool was in the league phase. Well, we actually did... Oh, that was last season. Start of last season, we did beat them 2-1 at Anfield, but we were very lucky to win there. We also beat them... Sorry, we lost to them there. 2-0 at Anfield, but that was with a red card for Velasquez. We also played them in the Pereira testimonial and drew 4-4. And then here it was... Oh, no, it was this leg. This was when we first got to the Champions League final, when we knocked them out at Anfield with that Alvarado goal, but still. Ledger talent. Ooh. Oh, redirect notice. There we go. Oh, I quite like that badge. Quite a cool colour scheme too. That's going to be really tough. The columns are balked on most screens in FM, as we all know, unfortunately. Right, Wednesday, wait, is that? Yeah, Wednesday, Saturday? Oh, wait, that's Tuesday, Saturday, isn't it? So we'll do Tuesday, Saturday. Cool. Is the... Ah, that's true, yeah. Where's the final being played? That'll tell us all we need to know. The final is being played in... That looks like Greece. In fact, is that the Greek, like, national team stadium? Yeah. So it's being played in Athens. Which means we've basically got no chance of winning on account of the fact that the final isn't being played in Kiev. Normally decide on the save. I don't really know. I don't, like, obviously I have to decide before I start it. And it needs to be decided, like, a few weeks in advance at least. But sometimes the save just occurs to me, I suppose. It's just like, I know what I want to do, and then it's about finding the right club, and then the right club just happens. I just find one, I go, yes. That's kind of what it is. I have really weird criteria that I don't even know them myself. Something just feels right. Hard to play this year. Hard in what way? Go back to bed. Well, welcome in, friend. That's very kind of you, and enjoy the rest of your sleep. No, we're talking about next season, next like cycle, Arrow, about what sort of save we're looking at potentially for building a nation next year, should it still be a viable save. Because I've kind of opened it up to basically, I don't care which country now. Well, I do, but like it's not about the rules anymore. We're happy to change the rules entirely to allow us to play the sort of save the way we want. Transfer fee, bloody 996 million is actually insane. Buyers remorse once you picked up a safer content. Fuck, have I? Yes. Wesker. Oh no, Blue Star's never happening. Not in its current state. Never as a Let's Play on YouTube, that's for sure. It's basically potentially the backup if the Building a Nation thing is impossible on FM24 because of the new FIFA rules. So then that could be the backup in the back pocket to do. And people would finally get it, but no. Let's Plays on the main YouTube channel are not happening anymore. It's simply not a viable strategy anymore. Oh, Feral Ones is great fun. I loved managing a Dotto full of Fugitive. Basically, it limits the number of loans that are allowed. And obviously, as you know how important the loan farm is to the Building a Nation strategy, it would be almost impossible to complete the save without it. And thus, it would kind of stymie us. And I suspect that it might be to the point where it would be hard-coded. Oh, no, don't get me wrong. I loved making the Let's Plays, and it was insanely fun. But I knew that if I continued doing them, then the channel would die, basically. Because every single year, the viewership on them was falling, and there was no opportunity for growth on the videos because it was all just series. And there was just people doing what I was doing, and they were much bigger and better at it. And it just felt like there was never going to be any growth for the channel at that point. And I knew that if I carried on doing that, the viewership would fall again this year. And I would probably have to stop doing it as a job because I knew that the streaming would not be enough to hold it up by itself, basically. 6 max over 21 rules, that's already in FM23. There's other rules, I believe, specifically. And also, 6 max over 21 rules would fuck us anyway because half the loanees... Look at the ages of the loanees. For example. Just of the loanees we currently have. Oh, you can't select multiple players. All of those guys are over 21. Max players on... Yeah, max 8 players on loan from any club. That's the one that would get you. Oh, is this another badge? It looks like the logo for an IT company in Des Moines. It is no fun when you can't load more than 100 players. I'm glad you agree. Looks like a gym. Yeah. Or a TV channel. Very good shout, yes. Hey, Gelcha, how's it going, man? Everyone else in the teams buy the players from you? No, because they won't buy the players from you. Basically, they just don't. And also, you wouldn't be able to get them out on loan in order to then buy the players from you. We've looked at every possible angle as far as the workarounds for it, and it's just not... If they bring that in and hard code it and don't let you take it out in some way, then it will just completely break the possibility. Yeah. Random is about... Yeah. Only tracks the progress of Wonder Kids? I don't know the specifics. All I know is that when we looked at it properly, it was just not going to be viable for a proper Building a Nation save if it was implemented properly. Like, fully. Now, if it's not hard-coded and we can just change it, then we're going to do that, obviously. There's every chance that... Wow, we really do hit Jury for a lot, don't we? There's every chance that it could still be completely manipulatable and we'll have no problems fixing it once we can actually see it. But it's a question of actually seeing it. And until I get access to that sort of information, it's tough to tell. The way I'll know is if I, at some point this year, potentially, like I have in previous years, as you will know, and this is public information, even if we pretend that it isn't, have a look at the alpha, potentially. At some point, if I have access to that, then obviously I won't be able to tell you that, but I'll at least be able to see that information, potentially. You know, not that I'm saying I will get access this year. It could always change. You know how these things are. But also, 8-0 win. We take those. Strong performance. 4 assists for Brandon as well. You'll love to see it. That's helpful. Goal difference remaining strong. The plan B is Blue Star, ironically. Oh, that's not ideal. The plan B will be Newcastle Blue Star. Because I did say I wanted to do that. And I think it would still be fun with the same rules that we had before. I would like to do, and the great thing about that is it would probably almost certainly allow us to do 2 saves in the cycle if that was to happen. So we do Blue Star, and then I'd probably revisit Outcast to Icons. Because I feel like another live Outcast to Icons could be absolutely hilarious. Because we had an amazing time during the first lockdowns, during the FM20 streams with Outcast to Icons over the summer. That's what spawned the Crot stuff and the Sports Birds and all that other madness. And it's just a really fun concept that I really enjoy doing. If there's a content event, everyone plays the game. Experiments with loads. Implying that wasn't what we did last time. Actually, to be fair, what we did last time was Ben decided to try and break the game, as he always does. And he was like, right, lads and lasses, what we're going to do is a big draft with loads of people in it to try and break it, basically. And to be fair, it held nicely. Outcast to Icons is a journeyman save with as many European leagues turned on as physically possible, which is why I always do it mid-cycle, because that way you get more leagues turned on because you can have extended databases. But that's not the twist. The twist is you have to start with no coaching badges at the very bottom, and with all the leagues switched on, you're talking like Albanian 2nd Division. But the fun part is you're not allowed to manage any side that's ever been in a European final. And if you get to a European final in the save, if you win it, you're fine. If you lose the final, you have to resign. But also, that list of teams that have been in European finals gets updated throughout the save. So new teams could get added to the list that you're not allowed to manage during the save. That's what I think is really fun about it. Champions League from Season 1. Yes! That's going to make things very, very fascinating. And make it a lot tougher for us, actually. Conference League, I think... I think the Conference League was in it last time. I don't know, actually. Yeah, I think it was. Last time we did Outcast to Icons would have been on YouTube. Rattle, thank you very much for both the Prime and the follow at the same time. I appreciate that so much, man. It's very kind of you. Which one was it, Ramon? Because I've done 2 on YouTube. There was the original OTI and then the one I did that finished with Sassuolo. But Rattle, thank you so much, man. That's really, really kind. I think we had the Conference League in the Sassuolo one. It definitely wasn't in the other one. Yes, it was in the YouTube save where that happened. Was that in that save, though? Or was that in a different save? I thought that might have been in the Bolton one. Not sure. Spreadsheet. I don't know if it might be, James. I might have tidied up the commands before FM21, because apparently 31-year-old Matt had more of a forethought about that one. Yeah, so we did 2 on YouTube, and we did 1 on stream. We had the original OTI, which is in, like, 2015. Mad how long ago that was. Tactics around your team. Not yet, Quasi, but I'm actually going to be doing that video in a couple of weeks, where I'm actually going to show the methodology that I use to build tactics. And it isn't a case of like, here comes the voice again. Well, you know, the roaming playmaker really needs to be on this side of the screen. It's more a case of like, here's the players you've got, slap them in here, let's make this work kind of thing. That's the way I like to build tactics. I feel like sometimes people overcomplicate it. See you later, Robin. Hope you and Merva are both good. Down under. Has one called...
That's a fun fact. Voltaire contracted syphilis just 2 blocks from here.
FRK, FR... No, hang on. FRK, FKRO. Thank you very much for the follow. Randy Diamond. Oh, God, I have no idea. So, the original one was where we did HIFK, Ahironis in Cyprus, Zurich in Malta, Spartak Semi in Kazakhstan, Herta, Granada, Roma. I think there might have been another squad, another team in there I've forgotten. That was the original one. Then there was the stream one, which was fucking Zlobin and Atalanta and Lyon, and there were some other teams in there I've forgotten as well. And then the YouTube one, the second YouTube one was where we had like Vileshta, where the whole jet ski thing originated from. That was from Vileshta. OTI teams. There you go. There's the spreadsheet. That's the one. That might not even be accessible now. Oh, right. We're going to finish a little bit early today because of the Leeds West Ham game. It's not normally like this on a Sunday, but this is how it... We were normally going to finish before the Liverpool tie anyway. So as it is, we'll actually do Youth Intake next stream, along with all the Champions League knockout goodness. But we're in a good position right now, I think. And yeah, let me just give it a little savey save here. We're in a good spot. We're playing well. Other Hungarian sides are still doing stuff for us in Europe, at least. It's just, it was always going to be a struggle in the Champions League. I think if we can get more points than last year, but it's that Liverpool game. That, a lot is riding on that one. Oh, is that the Africa one? I think we just repurposed the spreadsheet, sadly. We also we did one in Africa as well, but it was called African Adventure, but it used the same rules. because there technically is like a Europa League equivalent in Africa. Right then, who is streaming Football Manager on this fine afternoon? Let's see what we got. Right. Oh, hang on. Let me filter by English. That would help. Not that I'm against raiding a streamer that doesn't speak English. We've been raided by Bardislappen a few times. Well, I mean, there's one man for the job, chatto. There is... When nature calls, there's only one man you need. And that man is Henry Fum. And that didn't work. Okay. Why did that not work? I've literally spelled that entirely correctly, and Twitch is just like, no, I don't think I will. There we go. That's the exact same command. Did I put a space before it, maybe? Oh, chatto. So yes, thank you for joining me today. Today's been really fun. I've had a blast. Thank you so much for all the gifted subs earlier too. That is a side issue though. I've just had a really good time with you, as always. I've been feeling the vibes lately, and hopefully we can continue this for the rest of the cycle. Videos coming out this week. Suriname later in the week. Potentially, maybe Friday? No, it'll probably be Sunday, actually, because I'm putting out when I go live. So expect for that, too. Stay tuned for the next agent video as well. And if you haven't watched the Everest video, give it a try. You might enjoy it. Right, enjoy the rest of your weekend, friendos. And I'll see you guys on Tuesday for big stuff. See you soon. Hold your gun. Capybara. Let's go say hi and annoy Henry for a little bit. Got to hit him with the hi Henry's chat. You know what to do.